Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Welcome in, and glad to have you guys in the stream here tonight for this one. And before he starts, hoping everybody had a great Memorial Day today. Big shout out to all those who served and fought for our freedom here in this country before we start off this stream tonight. So big shout out to all the veterans out there throughout the country. As here we go. We got Game 4 tonight in the Western Conference Finals. This conference final has been quite crazy. What's gone on? There's been 3 blowouts so far. The home team has won every single matchup in this Western Conference Finals, and the Thunder got completely destroyed during the last game. Minnesota won big time by 42, 143-101 on Saturday. An outstanding showing by Minnesota. Anthony Edwards set the tone. He had 16 points in the opening quarter. And Ant-Man looking for an encore tonight, while Minnesota looking to get back to form with their #1 defenses. They're looking to prove that was a blip and they can get right back to their expectations with a 68-14 record, what the Thunder had, leading all the teams in the regular season. And yeah, they just laid a gigantic egg on Saturday. I was shocked to see that out of this Thunder squad. They did not show up for that matchup. Minnesota played desperate. Minnesota deserved it. They got it. And Oklahoma City looked like they were going through the motion. And motion started the last game just wasn't themselves. It was really, really bad. During the last game out, OKC played like it didn't look like they were the Thunder at all. I thought I was watching a regular season game with the Washington Wizards, which just randomly got thrown into a game on the road at the Target Center to take on Minnesota. That's what it looked like. They completely didn't play their style. OKC didn't in the last game. Way too many threes for them. They went 35 for 86 from the floor, 41% shooting, 44 out of those 86 shot attempts were threes, 42 were twos. That is very rare by OKC for them to attempt 44 threes in the game. This is a team that thrives upon points off turnovers. They struggled to generate turnovers, plus they had 15 turnovers themselves in the previous game. And they drive, attack, put you into foul trouble, get to the free throw line, and the Thunder were the complete opposite from that in the last game. And for Minnesota, they got a player off the bench here who they can throw into the rotation, get a couple minutes out of, rely upon a little bit more, finding out. Terrence Shannon Jr., 15 points in 13 minutes. He was a big jolt of energy in the last game for Minnesota, the rookie from Illinois, and we'll see if he gets more opportunities, but certainly deserves more opportunities after how well he played during the last game. Welcome in, everybody. We got Greg, Alan, Daniel, JJ, George, Pepe, Bulldog, Jeffrey, Virgilio. Welcome back on board for this one. We got Warren back in the stream, and yeah, that was a terrible game in that Game 3 matchup. We're going to tip off in around 15 minutes from now. It says 8:30 in the schedule, 7:30 Central Time for those out in Central Time Zone. But yeah, usually the ESPN tip-offs are more like 15 minutes past the bottom part of the hour. So this is going to be quite a bit of time before he start off this game. Anthony Edwards came out. He set the tone during the last game. He scored more points than what the Thunder had in the first quarter himself. 16 points in the opening quarter, and he was hitting buckets. He hit a shot over 3 defenders for Ant-Man. He's just brewing up a ton of confidence for a guy that already plays with a ton of confidence and walks and talks so confidently, and just gaining momentum for Ant-Man. And an excellent game alongside him with Julius Randle, who bounced back in a big way during the previous game, finished with 24 points. And just everything went well for Minnesota. Exactly what they needed to do, because I talked about it the previous game before. They got just so little margin of error. What needs to go right for them is Edwards needs to go off, Randall needs to go off, and then the role players have to step up. Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, Mike Conley needs to hit down shots. Rudy Gobert needs to make an impact to get a couple dunks, and that's exactly what happened. Plus, they got 15 points off the bench by Terrence Shannon Jr. in 13 minutes. Nikhil poured in 12 points off the bench. In garbage time, they had Leonard Miller, who had 11 points for the T-Wolves. So role players stepped up. Ant-Man went off for 30 during the last game. And they did exactly what they needed to do for Oklahoma City. OKC is going to win the game if all three of their big three play well. SGA, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, if those guys have 30, 20, and 15, then most likely they will win the game for OKC, but they were far away from that during the last game. A really tough game for everybody. Nobody played well for OKC. The top scorer had 14 with SGA, so he only had 14 points in 28 minutes, which is very rare for SGA, for a guy that's been a 30-point walking bucket this season. And Terrence Shannon had more points than SGA. Yeah, so Chet's playing tonight. So Chet's inside the starting 5. They got everybody available, good to go tonight for the Thunder. So does the T-Wolves. So everybody's available for this matchup. What's good, Bradley? Welcome back in, man. Thanks for joining back in. We got William on the stream. Welcome in. Hit us up in the chat. Who guys like to win this one, Thunder or T-Wolves? That poll is pretty close right now. Still in the early going. Got Pringle. Welcome back in, man. This should be a good one tonight. I hope we finally get a close game. We got 3 blowout games so far. A 41-point win by Minnesota in the previous game. And everybody fed off Ant-Man's energy. Came out, set the tone in this game for Ant-Man. He had a long rebound leading to a slam dunk early on in that opening quarter. And that really jolted the team. He had a steal that he was able to strip the ball handler, take it a distance as the ball sailed into the backcourt, and then he dribbled up, took a 3 over Hardenstein. This was all early on in the game, and everybody fed off that energy that Ant-Man displayed, while OKC, I mean, they're not going to have another game like this. That is once in a very, very long time that OKC played like that. That's the largest loss ever this season by OKC. The previous loss that they had before that was as bad, was against the Lakers in the regular season. They lost by 27 to the Lakers in the regular season, and a game that didn't matter for OKC. They wrapped up the 1 seed. The Lakers were playing for the 3 seed at the time. This was on April 4th, like the final week and a half remaining in the regular season. So that game didn't matter because they rested their starters. But yeah, that was just shocking to say that, to see what happened during the last game, that they lost 143 to 101. It was not even close, a 42-point loss. Yeah, usually Conley doesn't get much minutes. He gets around like 20 to 25 usually. that was a good sign that he was making shots. Everything went well for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he was a guy who needed to build confidence, drilled a couple of threes in the last game. 10 points, 4 for 6, 2 for 3 from the perimeter for Naz Reid. Yeah, there's been a lot of chatter, especially in the first game of the series, that people were saying that SGA was like a free throw merchant. I mean, it's nothing compared to guys like Joel Embiid, James Harden. Like, you look, whereas guys like Harden and Embiid, when they were in the playoffs, they were averaging like 11 to 12 attempts at the free throw line. So they're all, like, SGA is averaging 30 points per game. And basically what the same that Embiid was throughout the playoffs, I don't think last year, but the 3 previous years before that, I think 21, 22, and 23. And then Harden back in like 17, 18, 19 was averaging 30 points per game in the playoffs. And yet SGA has a smaller average free throws than those two guys. Ronald, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I agree. And yeah, it needs to lay back on the threes because it's much more difficult to knock down those shots in the playoffs because the playoff defenses are just going to run off guys off the three-point line. And this is as tough as a matchup that you can get. This Thunder team's locked up everybody around the perimeter. I expect this game to be very close tonight. The home crowd's been a major factor, but I think it's going to be very, very close. Could go either way. I actually didn't take a team in this one because I think it could go either way. Like, it could go for the T-Wolves, could go for the Thunder. My hope for this game is I really want a deep series. So, I'm leaning Minnesota since it's a home game here. They're going to get benefits of calls by the referees. So, I'm leaning Minnesota for this matchup. But I expect the Thunder to make a statement as well and have the chance to bounce back. But I am slightly leaning Minnesota in this one for tonight since they get their home crowd behind them. This is a huge game in terms of determining the series because if Minnesota wins this one, we're most likely going to go to a Game 7, probably. If OKC wins this one, probably will have this series end in 5, most likely, because OKC's home court is just, man, it's just on another level. It's the 7th, basically like the 7th man out there. Like, Caruso's been the 6th man off the bench throughout the playoffs, and then the 7th man with their home crowd. It's going to be so tough for Minnesota to go back down 1-3 and then pick up a win at OKC. Let's see what we got. We got Bradley getting some stuff out here. So he's got the T-Wolves tonight, +3 for this one. Yep, I think it's going to be really close. Julius Randle over 20 for points, rebounds, and assists. McDaniels over 20 as well. J-Dub under 31.5 for points, rebounds, and assists. And Ant-Man over 35 tonight for points, rebounds, and assists. Best of luck to you, bud. Yeah, those look pretty good tonight for this one. Just going to get up my ones in just a moment. Wow, full rebuild for the Celtics. Wow. Yeah, I've been hearing some rumblings. There's, like, different options that they can do. They can take a gap year. It all depends on who they're going to trade. If they trade away, most likely 2 guys that I expect will be Porzingis and Holiday. But if they trade away Jaylen Brown and they can't get much out of return for that, which they're going to need as much as possible out of return. But for some reason, if they're not getting, like, players to give them a return that they can be like a top 5 team in the East, then if they're going for picks, I mean, that's going to be tough. But yeah, they got quite the offseason. Like, I don't know what in the world's going to happen. They got new ownership, so it's going to be interesting. Vegas, what's good? Welcome in, man. All right, here we go. My top 5 picks of the night. I'm feeling a humongous Anthony Edwards game tonight. Ant-Man in Game 4s is averaging 35 points per game, 6.7 rebounds per game, 5.7 assists per game on an average of just under 5 made threes per game. In Game 4s in the NBA playoffs, that's on a 66.5% true shooting percentage. Ant-Man, who is averaging 34.9 points per game in Game 4s. is averaging the most points per game out of any player in NBA history currently in Game 4s. I've got him over 27.5 points tonight, and I feel like this series is going to be determined based on how well Ant-Man plays alongside Randall. If those two guys step up, plus the role players once again tonight. Anthony Edwards brewing with confidence, momentum after the last game. He set the tone, and once again on his home floor, this is a must-win game for Minnesota if they want to force this series deep instead of being down 3-1 heading back to OKC for Game 5, which they haven't beat OKC yet on the road. I like Ant-Man to lead the charge tonight, score over 27.5 points. Anthony Edwards over 7.5 rebounds. That one's been hitting a ton recently for me. He's averaging 9 rebounds per game each in the previous 3 games. Averaging 9 rebounds per game in this series. 9 rebounds in all 3 games in this series for Ant-Man. And he had just 9 rebounds in 30 minutes in a 3-quarter game that he played since they were blowing out OKC during the previous game. I like Ant-Man again over 7.5 rebounds. Julius Randle over 23.5 points and assists. This one is hit in the last 11 out of 12 playoff games. The only game that didn't was the game that he posted a dud, scoring 6 points in Game 2 of the series for him. Randle is averaging 28 combined points and assists in the playoffs. Yeah, that number is at just 23.5 tonight. That's really undervalued because he's averaging 22.8 points per game in the playoffs alone, plus 5.2 assists per game in the playoffs. I like Julius Randle over 23.5 points and assists tonight. Chet Holmgren over 14.5 points for him. I'm expecting a bounce back game out of him. He had just 10 points during the previous game, but previous 2 before that, Game 1, Game 2, had 15 and 22 for him. So I think he'll bounce back. And then Alex Caruso has been hitting a lot. 6 straight games with at least 9 for Caruso until Game 3 with a dud by OKC. He's averaging 8.8 points per game in the playoffs, and that 6-game streak that he had 9. I'm thinking that he's going to get back on chat today in this one for Caruso and hit that over. So that's what I got there for tonight. Ant-Man, I got a feeling that he's going to go off over 27.5 points, over 7.5 rebounds. Randall over 23.5 points and assists combined. Chet Holmgren over 14.5 points, and Caruso over 7.5 points for this one. And very soon we'll be tipping off. Thanks so much all for your patience tonight here. Everybody available for this matchup tonight. 2.5 on the line for OKC. So OKC is the favorite slightly by 2.5 points. Yeah, I usually look into like a lot of stuff before I go out there and place my picks. Some people just aren't like informed or so, and they try to base it just off like other stuff, but it's always good to take in like the numbers and stuff like that. Oh man, choppy again. What's good, Jimmy? Welcome in. I dropped a couple frames there once again, so I'm paying attention to that. It always seems like it's well. Or so I wonder if it's like a YouTube issue at this time, like 8:40. We had that issue yesterday. I wonder if like too many people are streaming on YouTube, or if it's for some reason my internet at 8:40, like my area wide internet. I don't know. We had a workplace issue a couple weeks ago that we had our internet provider got bounced out for like 2 hours, that we didn't have any internet. It was very weird. Yeah, that would be wild there if Chet and Wemby teamed up with one another. Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, SGA, Isaiah Hardenstein, and Chet Holmgren, the starting 5 for OKC, going up against Mike Conley, Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, and Jaden McDaniels. John, welcome in. Thanks for joining in, bud. I'm thinking Cooper Flag because the future will be set for Cooper Flag. He's only 18 years old, whereas if they trade for Giannis, he'd probably only be good for like 5 years or so for his dominance, because he's at the age of 30 for Giannis. So if you want to like rebuild long term, I think Cooper Flag would be the right idea because we really don't know like how Tatum's going to be after this injury. And it's always good to have like a future franchise player that's up and coming than having like an older superstar player. I mean, if they want to chase championships, then the window is going to be quite small, because that window is going to be like 2026 through 2030 with Giannis. Whereas if they get Cooper Flag, they're going to have like an extended window with him. It's going to take a little bit longer, but if Tatum's not right coming back from injury, they'll have a championship window about 2028, 2029-ish till upwards. Like, you're looking at like a championship window. If they do, they would have to probably trade Jaylen Brown for Cooper Flag. So that's probably how they would have to do it. Yeah, so Jaylen Brown would have to be traded in order for that to be done. Right to left on the floor here for Minnesota. Dark blue jerseys, white numbers, white letters. Oklahoma City with the white jerseys tonight for this matchup, as they go in the royal blue numbers, royal blue letters for this matchup. As we are underway, Minnesota controls the opening tip. Gobert has at the left wing perimeter to opening possession. Rudy looking to hand it off to Edwards. He gets it to him. Ant-Man guarded by Hardenstein. Pass off the roll down. Gobert one dribble, soars up over Holmgren. Blocked off the glass by Chet Holmgren as it goes back to the Thunder. Opening possession for OKC. Quarter three. Got it. Jalen Williams lights it up from the perimeter. That's a statement start there for Oklahoma City. It's going to be really interesting to see if they can bounce back from this game. If they bounce back and win, they got championship identity written all over them. A 68-win team. That's one thing to keep note on, as the J goes down at the elbow for two. That is Randall who makes the jumper for Minnesota. Second possession for OKC. Jumper deep two. Jalen Williams knocks down another one. 5 points all scored by J-Dub in the opening minutes. Conley across the floor off to McDaniels. McDaniels spin cycle on Chet. Jumper 15-footer straight away. Drills the two. If Oklahoma City comes out, bounces back, wins this game, they got flashbacks to the Golden State Warriors when they won the title back in 2022. Golden State lost Game 5 by 55, or they were trailing by 55 points against Memphis in Game 5. And then they bounced back, won Game 6. That was in the conference semifinals against the Grizzlies. And eventually won the championship in 2022 for Golden State. That ball went off the glass, deflected out of bounds, went off the Thunder. T-Wolves with their third possession of the night. Conley settles for a three. Top of the key, was halfway down, rattled out. Rebound secured by Hardenstein. Back to OKC here. SGA at the right corner. He takes on Gobert one-on-one. Right corner perimeter for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Jacks up the three off the back, no good. Holmgren secures offensive rebound. A couple dribbles up inside the paint. Chet Holmgren soars up to the rim, up and in off the glass, and scores for two. 7-4 OKC. That's a positive sign. They got wrecked on the glass, minus 19 during the previous game. Randall dribbles up to the top. Randall takes on J-Dub. Now to the mid-block. Randall, double team, looking to get it away. Randall, that ball deflected out of his hands, out of bounds. It will stay. T-Wolves basketball. Natural Nate, welcome in for this one. He's looking for some tough defense tonight in this game. Yeah, Oklahoma City much better starting off this game from the previous one, bringing physicality right now, making that possession tough for Julius Randle. Inbound underneath, Conley sends it off to Gobert in the corner. Three taken at the wing by Mike Conley, and he splashes it. 7-7. It's a really positive sign there for T-Wolves fans. Mike Conley, age 37, down at the very end of his career for him. Missed runner by Holmgren. Bounce pass off to Hardenstein. Kick outside to SGA. J-Dub playing well so far. Makes the extra pass off to Lou Dort. Rainbow of a three. Off the front and no good. Another offensive rebound controlled by Hardenstein. Back to Dort. Dort dribbles up inside the key. Dort off fake. Dort going up. Dort gets fouled. It's McDaniels. Two shots coming up here at the free throw line by Lou Dort. Yeah, Ant-Man hasn't really been a part so far. He's taken on Lou Dort as his primary defender. So they've been trying to take out Ant-Man as much as possible from these offensive plays. That's allowed Conley, Gobert, those guys, McDaniels, to touch the basketball more so. in the first couple minutes. First shot's good at the line by Lou Dort. Second shot by Dort, no good off the back rim. McDaniels secures the defensive rebound. Now Edwards has possession. 1-on-1 takes on Lou Dort. Offensive foul. An illegal screen at midcourt set by Julius Randle as Lou Dort went down hard trying to get around that screen. And Randle picks up his first personal foul. Damn, that was a hard screen that he set up right there by Randle. Basketball God, welcome in. G. Thomas, thanks for joining in. Here's a steal. Ant-Man collects in the far side of the floor. Bad pass by SGA. Bounce pass ahead of the pack, leading it to McDaniels, and he throws it down with a two-handed flush. Minnesota up by 1, 9-8. And there was a foul at the back end of that play as well. Chet Holmgren at the back end of that play, getting McDaniels from behind, trying to block it in late. And he smashed McDaniels on the wrist as McDaniels went up and dunked it. Thunderous dunk right there in the fast break by Jaden McDaniels. The free throw is good. T-Wolves by 2. This could be a close game in the works tonight. SGA slides it off to the right wing. J-Dub with a 3. Right down the middle, delivers. J-Dub came to play so far today. 8 points out of the 11 scored by Jalen Williams. Mike Conley off to the right wing. McDaniels dribbles up, drives inside the paint, takes on Holmgren at the mid-block, moves it outside to Randle. Randle at the top of the key. He takes on Lou Dort here. Dribbles up, top of the free throw circle. Randle with 5. Randle with 3. Randle, a kick out corner. Conley with 2 in the shot clock. Launches a 3. Off the rim, no good. Dort controls the defensive rebound. Yeah, thanks for joining in, Basketball God. J-Dub slides it off to SGA. SGA yet to get going as well. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander finds Dort on the outside. Dort with a 3 off the back of no good. Off McDaniels last the baseline. It will stay OKC ball. .802 left. Inbound goes to Hardenstein. He hands it off to J-Dub. J-Dub turns the corner. Dump off Hardenstein. Lost the basketball. Ripped out of his hands as Edwards comes out with a steal. Minnesota has possession up the floor. Step back 3 in the air by Randle. Poor decision there to attempt a shot. Offensive rebound controlled by Gobert. Edwards moves it off to Conley. Kick out left corner. Open 3. McDaniels. Pinwheels in. That is a big bounce right off the rim. Plinko for Jaden McDaniels. 13-11, SGA, spin cycle, torpedo, kick out, corner, 3, Lou Dort, and a rainbow splashes it. What a shot right there by Lou Dort. 14-13, back and forth we go, and what could be an excellent game in the series. Conley dribbles up to the elbow, puts up the runner, missed off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound, put back is good by Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert playing a role right now in this game. He was non-existent in the first 2 games of the series. 7 minutes left to go in the first. SGA, step back jumper, deep 2, off the back rim, bounces in. Everything getting the bounce for both of these teams tonight. Back and forth we go. Ant-Man crosses midcourt. SGA has his first 2 points of the game alongside 3 assists. Edwards drives, attacks, kick out, corner, 3 McDaniels. No good off the back rim. A rebound controlled by Holmgren. Holmgren finds J-Dub. J-Dub not on a numbers advantage right now. A 1-on-3 for OKC, so he slows it down and waits for his teammates to set it up. SGA at the top of the key. Dribbles, drives, right down the lane inside. Right past Gobert to the cup, up and in with a left-hand layup by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 3-point lead for OKC. Randle crosses midcourt. Randle takes on J-Dub. Randle drives on J-Dub at the elbow. Kick out to the corner. Edwards bobbled it, lost it, turnover. As it was stolen away in the corner by Lou Dort. Gilgeous-Alexander up the floor finds Hardenstein at the elbow. Hardenstein, hand off to J-Dub. J-Dub defended by Randall midway through the opening quarter. J-Dub drives outside Holmgren. Holmgren attacks, curls the paint, blocked by Gobert. And he goes down tumbling. Numbers in the play for Minnesota, a 5-on-4. McDaniels, the rack, ring around a Rosie that goes in for 2. 18-17, timeout by OKC. Oh, what a start to this game right now. What a start here, Carly. Chet Holmgren denied at the rim by Rudy Gobert. And then McDaniels taking it the distance off the right-hand layup. Around, and round she went and in for a 1-point game. First time out of the night. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I will say the Cavs are goated when Spida Mitchell becomes the GOAT. So when Spida Mitchell becomes the GOAT, he is the GOAT. Yeah, so I'm just getting into that now. It was just insane, the sequences of the last couple plays there. So my apologies for not getting to you out in the chat for a little bit of time there. But Spida Mitchell is the GOAT when he all time. And the Cavs are the GOAT when Spida Mitchell plays like the GOAT. Forged in Foxborough, Greg put out. So, yeah, I caught the episode. So I watched the episode last week, my lunch break at work. I had to chop it up a couple of times because it was like an hour and 14 minutes or something like that. I found it really interesting. It was nicely done. I thought a lot of it was about the draft. Got to see like the behind the scenes aspect, like guys that you usually don't see too much in the organization that never show up, and like actual game footage on the TV broadcast for broadcast viewers, like guys in the front office like Elliot Wolf and all the guys in like the scouts that they have on the team, all the guys in the draft room on draft night. I'm not sure. That's a good question there. So I'm not entirely sure. It said episode 1. I think there's more to come for it. I don't know when they'll release it. So it's kind of like the Patriots got their own version of Hard Knocks, which they have. I'm actually interested right now to see. I think it might have said something at the end of it. I'll go back and see. Like maybe like more to come. Stay tuned. Something at the very end of the video. So 10 days ago it was released. Forged in Foxborough, episode 1, building the Patriots. Yeah, there must be more. Probably like there'll probably be stuff throughout like training camp, preseason, I would only imagine. So episode 1 got released. I don't know the correct answer, but I imagine that they're probably shooting more stuff with like OTAs going on, and once they get into like training camp, preseason, the actual games, they'll probably have more stuff, I would imagine, get posted in the future. Woody, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. He likes OKC for this one. Yep, so far so good for a close game tonight. Yeah, exactly what I wanted to. I'm hoping for like both of these series matchups to go the full distance. That'd be awesome. So right now we're at a minimum of 10 games combined in the conference finals. We could get a maximum of 14 if both of them go to a game 7. We surpassed the minimum of 8 because nobody's getting swept. 5:38 left to go as we get back to action, and Jalen Williams keeps on scoring. Lays it up and in, good for 2. 20-17 right now for OKC. DiVincenzo on the floor with Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, and Julius Randle. Ant-Man receives the handoff, takes on Lou Dort, gets around him, takes on the Holmgren, attacks the paint. Ant-Man goes up, got it stripped, loose ball. McDaniels comes out with it. McDaniels tripped up, and a very late whistle on the floor. And that's how Lou Dort looks like. So this will stay Minnesota possession. Very, very delayed whistle there called by the referees as there was contact going on for that loose ball as McDaniels was trying to track it down. Got tripped up by Lou Dort in the process, and Dort picks up his first personal foul. Man, Anthony Edwards is receiving all the attention in the world right now. They're throwing out bodies on Ant-Man. Ant-Man yet to attempt a shot so far tonight. No points for Ant-Man. Naz Reid, bad pass, turns it over. Stole away in the corner by Chet Holmgren. Under 5 minutes left to go in the first now as Holmgren moves it off to the corner into the hands to SGA. SGA takes on DiVincenzo on an island. That's a mismatch. SGA backs his way inside the key. Brings along 4 defenders, and he scores right over Randall, DiVincenzo, McDaniels, and Reed all together in a box. Trying to defend SGA, and he took down all of them with a made 2. Stolen again by OKC. That's not a recipe for success for Minnesota. J-Dub in the corner with the ball poked loose out of bounds from behind off of Naz Reid. Sagoon, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. And the T-Wolves here will burn a timeout. 4:23 left to go in the first. As we head over to the timeout right now. I think Minnesota is challenging possession of this basketball. They thought it was out of bounds off J-Dub in the corners. He got trapped into the corner off the dribble. Went up the floor pretty quick off of that steal. So right now the T-Wolves challenging this call on the floor right now at the moment. Oh yeah, that was an incredible game last night. That Knicks-Pacers series has been wild. Yeah, a lot of people took to Twitter after game 1. I saw it more so after game 1 about people complaining about SGA getting free throws, getting calls. He didn't get those calls during the last game. Tonight, really hasn't been any opportunities by either team here in the first quarter to have shots at the free throw line. We're seeing a physical game that's in progress, yet it's the refs have let them play on. It's been a lot of it's been excellent defense, like a lot of great contests, a couple blocks so far by these two teams. Chet Holmgren with a block. Gobert's got a block. Feisty defense by OKC. They forced Julius Randle into 3 turnovers. Naz Reid into a turnover. And Anthony Edwards just can't operate. They've crowded Edwards, and he's yet to get off a shot so far. No points by Ant-Man. Playing every single minute in the quarter so far. No shot attempts. Like, Lou Dort just completely clamped him down so far. And they've taken him out completely. A lot of these, like out of bounds, inbounds plays, like Edwards isn't even like a part of those plays. They have to like divert and go to like their second option. What's good, Adele? Welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. If you're down in like Texas or so, southeast right now, stay safe out there. Thoughts and prayers out to you guys down there to have a safe night. I heard that there's like a severe tornado outbreak towards that area right now. So Minnesota's challenging this call on the floor. Jalen Williams dribbled out to the corner off the turnover. Naz Reid came in from behind, tried to poke it out, but Williams, it left his fingers last, so that's a turnover off Jalen Williams. So that is out of bounds off the Thunder. Minnesota wins the challenge. Minnesota gets the basketball. So Naz Reid from behind. Try to poke it loose. Jalen Williams still had the ball, and then it drifted off his fingertips. Last out of bounds. DiVincenzo. Botched possession there. Goes up. Got swatted away by SGA. SGA around the perimeter. Takes on DiVincenzo. SGA backs his way on DiVincenzo. 1-on-1 inside the key. Turnaround jumper. 15-footer. That's too easy. Gets right to his spot for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Buries the jumper over DiVincenzo. Minnesota has to make that adjustment. That cannot happen. You got to bring some help defense if you want to stop SGA. Naz Reid hoists up a three. Swash. Wow. He did not hit a three in the first 2 games of the series. That comes unexpected. His three-point shooting stroke, it's kind of like, it's much different compared to a lot of other shooters throughout the league because he holds the basketball much lower when he goes up for that shooting stroke. Right back, J-Dub on fire right now. Drills the triple right back at the wing of the perimeter. 7-point lead for OKC. J-Dub with 13 points right now. Missed 3 by DiVincenzo. Rebound secured by Kenrich Williams. J-Dub at the top, moves along to SGA. Pass out to the corner into the hands to Caruso. Back to SGA at the wing. SGA still defended by DiVincenzo. Outside finds J-Dub. J-Dub and a 3 off the back of no good. This ball batted right to the scores table where the broadcasting crew and the replay center is. It got batted out of bounds. And it was off of the Thunder. So this will be a T-Wolves ball. J-Dub will take a seat on the bench right now. Strong start in the game for J-Dub. Inbound goes to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. It's Nickeil on the floor with DiVincenzo, Gobert, Naz Reid, and Ant-Man. Ant-Man is guarded by Lou Dort right now, standing in the corner. Nickeil with a possession. Nickeil at the left corner finds Reid. Reid dribbles up, slides it off to the right wing at the target center logo. DiVincenzo jacks up the 3 and delivers. Right from the C, the target center. 27-23. That's a huge 3 there off the bench by DiVincenzo. SGA bounce pass behind his back off to Kenrich Williams. Dribbles up to the elbow. Connects on it. A lot of high-quality shots that these two teams have made so far in this game. 29-23 as we go back and forth. Corner 3 by Nickeil Alexander-Walker as he sizzles the triple. Good pace right now we got with these two teams as we approach the 2-minute mark left to go in the first. SGA brings up the floor. 4 for 8 from the outside by OKC. 5 for 10 by Minnesota. Both are 50% from 3. SGA takes on Gobert. Step back 3 in the air over Rudy Gobert. Bang, a bang by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the perimeter. Made it look so casual right there with that step back 3. DiVincenzo lobbed to Gobert off his fingertips. Out to the perimeter. Still has it. And Rudy Gobert charged with a loose ball foul, pushed off as he was trying to battle for possession for that basketball. Turnover by Minnesota. SGA right now is getting into a groove. SGA up the floor, ball got poked loose, and a reach-in foul charged to DiVincenzo. Battling with SGA in that possession. And that's number 5 for Minnesota. SGA trying to weave his way around DiVincenzo. Referees called it on Dante. So 2 free throws here coming up by SGA. And this is his first trip tonight at the free throw line. And a first quarter that's barely had any free throws. Lou Dort, the only guy to go to the free throw line before this tonight. 1 for 2 by Dort. And then Jaden McDaniels with an and 1 is 1 for 1 for Minnesota. First shot's good by SGA. This is the first trip right now to the free throw line for SGA with 1:27 left to go in the first. So, what people were saying throughout social media, especially after game 1, how SGA is a free throw merchant and stuff like that. Well, look at the time that he's going to the free throw line right now. It's not like he's James Harden or Joel Embiid and getting a bunch of calls, averaging like 12 plus free throws for attempts in a game. It's not like that. He's averaging what those guys averaged in their prime, over 30, but SGA is doing it on approximately 3 to 4 fewer free throw attempts than Harden and Embiid. DiVincenzo down the lane, floats up the runner. Final minute left to go in the first. It's been an excellent quarter so far. 65% shooting for OKC, 61% for Minnesota. If these two teams played at the speed of the Pacers and the Grizzlies, then the points would be flying off the scoreboard. Both of these teams would be in the 40s right now at the end of one quarter as Oklahoma City buries the three off the second chance points. That is Isaiah Joe, who just came off the bench that drilled a three. Ant-Man to the rim, finally scores the layup. 7-point game, Ant-Man fouled. Back end of the play, we'll get the and one coming up at the line. Slice through a double team of Case and Wallace and Hardenstein, and it's on the Wallace who picked up the foul from behind. The free throw is no good. Ant-Man missed it, skipped around the rim and out, tapped to the bounce off of Minnesota, couldn't save it at the corner. OKC with possession. Ant-Man with just 2 points tonight. Been taken out due to Lou Dort with his lockdown defense. Caruso yet to score. Caruso looking to change that. He missed the three off the rim. Tapped off the glass by Hardenstein. Offensive rebound controlled by Case and Wallace, though. SGA off to Hardenstein. Back to Wallace. Wallace guarded by Edwards. Finds Hardenstein. Handoff. Joe takes the three. Left it short, no good. Edwards with a defensive rebound. Final seconds left to go to close out the end of the first quarter. Edwards pressured across the floor. And Edwards gets called in the double dribble. 7th turnover of the game from Minnesota there. Chris Finch cannot believe the call. 3 seconds left to go. That was a very weird possession. Edwards was sandwiched between like 2 or 3 guys here. Yeah, he was triple teamed. One from behind, which was SGA, Caruso, and Joe towards the sides. And Edwards got called past midcourt on a double dribble. 7 turnovers in the first quarter. That's not a good sign for Minnesota, because that's how Oklahoma City runs their team, is operating points off turnovers. Inbound to the backcourt, goes to J-Dub. J-Dub, full court shots. That got partially blocked up in the air. And we close out the end of the opening quarter of action. 37-30. A lot going on in that first quarter. SGA and J-Dub out to a great start. Midway to 26 going into half, if they can keep it up. 13 each right now between SGA and J-Dub. This is not a good sign for Minnesota, because they're having trouble keeping pace in the track meets when turnovers have been in a maximum so far. This whole series has been dependent on taking care of the basketball. The team that's won the turnover battle has won every single game so far this series. And that means that the Thunder are probably going to win this one if this battle keeps up. 7 turnovers by Minnesota, 3 by OKC. Fast break points, though, it's kind of odd, because usually that's how OKC is able to destroy opponents, is go off the fast break, and they like triple or quadruple opponents off the fast break. But it's actually Minnesota through one quarter that leads fast break points 5-3. Yeah, a lot of the turnovers have been like non-live ball turnovers, like not like loose ball turnovers. It's been like illegal screens, double dribbles, out of bounds plays. So it's been those types of turnovers. It hasn't been like they've got stripped, they've lost it, and then the other team with the Thunder goes in the fast break and capitalizes. OKC is shooting the cover off the ball. So is Minnesota, though. It's just a difference between shot attempts. Minnesota is shooting 62% they're shooting 63% and losing this game. They've shot 7 fewer shots than OKC. OKC is 14 for 25, 56%. Minnesota's 12 for 19, 63%. It's a differential between 6 shots right now. 10-5 in rebounds. OKC is thriving upon second chance points. Yeah, Ant-Man hasn't been a factor tonight. They're showing some of the replays right here. Lou Dort, that entire first quarter, locked up Ant-Man. An illegal screen set by Julius Randle. Randle with, I think he's got 4 turnovers right now. 3. He's got 3. So Randle's got 3 of those turnovers out of the 7. A lot of people poured in right now, 200 plus. You guys, the legends in the stream. If you're new in the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Feel free to let me know out in the chat who you guys like to win this game tonight here, Thunder or T-Wolves. T-Wolves leading the poll 54-46. Massive game 4. Like, this game could determine where we go in the series. If the Thunder win this, then this series is probably finished in 5 because they look unstoppable on their home floor. If Minnesota wins this game, we're looking at potentially a 7-game series. Like, this game will really say a lot. And so far, it's said a lot about the character of Oklahoma City and how they've bounced back. Like, they're focused on bouncing back tonight, something that they've done all throughout the course of this season for them. And that's what championship teams do after they get destroyed. They lost by 42 points during the previous game. They had an off game late in egg. Did not look like themselves. Golden State from 3 years ago had that similar game. Steve Kerr did not coach that game as he was dealing with an illness. They had Mike Brown, who filled in as the head coach in place of Kerr. J-Dub jumps the route, intercepts it, and takes it a distance with a dunk. Not the ideal start for Minnesota to begin the second quarter right there with a lazy pass just past midcourt. They'll try it again for the T-Wolves. 15 by J-Dub. Reed attacks the baseline. A wraparound layup goes in. Yeah, they've completely blitzed Ant-Man so far. J-Dub steps into a wide-open 3, skipped around the rim and out. Naz Reid controls the defensive rebound. 5 of the floor look like this for the T-Wolves. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Naz Reid, Mike Conley, Julius Randle, and Terrence Shannon Jr. right now as Ant-Man is on the bench. Linda, welcome in. Engel, thanks for joining in. Engel liking the T-Wolves for this one. 3 turnovers by OKC. Minnesota's got 8. Yeah, Minnesota's just beating themselves up right now. Caruso is on the floor for OKC alongside Isaiah Joe, Chet Holmgren, Cason Wallace, and Jalen Williams. J-Dub out to a tremendous start with 15 points. Inbound goes to Randle. Randle backs his way in Caruso. Randle triple teamed inside the key. Out to the corner off to Shannon. Shannon tees up the 3. Shannon off the mark, no good. Loose ball foul charged to the T-Wolves. That's on Julius Randle. Julius Randle just picked up his 2nd personal foul. He's in a tough game as well. That's what I said in the pregame. The T-Wolves have such a little margin of error. If they can't get anything out of Ant-Man and Randle and so on, then it's going to be a nightmare of a matchup. Chet Holmgren down the lane, soars up and dunks it with authority with a right-handed punch. This is looking like it could get out of control. Oklahoma City, what champions do, they bounce back and respond in the next game, and OKC has done exactly that right now. Quarter 3 by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He buries the triple. The role players right now have saved Minnesota. Jaden McDaniels has himself 10. Nickeil off the bench with 6. J-Dub, 15 points to game leader. J-Dub inside the key, takes on Conley. Fall away, blocked by Conley. Cut it back in the low block. J-Dub, 5 at the timer. J-Dub gets the way off to Wallace. Step back 3 in the air. Off the mark, no good. Rebound secured by Shannon. T-Wolves with possession. Up the floor goes Terrence Shannon, the rookie out of Illinois. Shoots it of a cannon, lays it up and in with a left-hand finish right over Chet Holmgren for 2. All of a sudden, it's a 4-point game right now. Terrence Shannon, big bucket, giving Minnesota some signs of energy. Holmgren attacks the paint. Holmgren quadruple teamed. Holmgren floats up a wild shot, and he got it to go up and off the glass. He was looking for the and one. The referees wouldn't give it to him. Shannon blocked to the rim by Joe. Not clean, though. And this will be 2 free throws coming up for the T-Wolves with Terrence Shannon. What a game. Chet Holmgren off the up fake drove right past Randall. Brought in a quadruple team inside the key. And was able to lay it up with a right hand over Naz Reid. And then Conley with a block on J-Dub. And then J-Dub had that ball blocked. And they took it a distance with Shannon here at the free throw line, forcing the 2 free throws. First shot's good by Terrence Shannon. This has been an outstanding game so far. Looked like Minnesota was in deep trouble a few moments ago. It's 43-34. Second shot by Shannon's good. You get production out of this guy. You get production out of McDaniels and Nickeil Alexander-Walker so far. Naz Reid drilled a 3. DiVincenzo drilled a 3. Minnesota is up in the bench points 20-5. It's that Ant-Man and Randall, both of them haven't stepped up yet. If you would have thought that would be the cause, as Oklahoma City scores with a left-hand runner inside the paint for 2. And one coming up here by Isaiah Joe as he got contacted by DiVincenzo, who picked up the shooting foul. Man, this really builds confidence for Chris Finch's squad with Terrence Shannon. Oklahoma City's just taking out the top 2 guys tonight. They keep on blitzing Edwards and Randall. Free throw by Joe. No good around the rim and now tipped around. Offensive rebound. Right back to OKC here. Cason Wallace drive. A kick. A corner. 3. Kenrich Williams drills it. That is something you cannot let happen if you're Minnesota. Get beat on a missed free throw going for the rebound. And now it's back to a 9-point game. Reed, a kick out corner. Open 3 by Terrence Shannon. Swoosh! Terrence Shannon Jr. giving Minnesota energy hanging in this game right now. 7 points in 3 minutes. J-Dub lobs up over the top. Isaiah Hartenstein throws it down with a 2-hand alley-oop slam. What a game tonight. Both of these teams coming out hitting high-level shots. Shannon drives, kick out, corner, broken up, intercepted. Cason Wallace with a steal out of the pack. J-Dub lost it, turnover. DiVincenzo with a steal up the floor off to Nickeil. He attacks the paint, scores up and soars with a layup. 6-point game. Back and forth, back and forth. 8 minutes left to go before halftime. Top of the key with J-Dub. J-Dub takes on Shannon. J-Dub drives to the mid-block on Shannon. Jumper left it short. Offensive rebound controlled by Hartenstein. Bounce pass to nobody in the corners. It sails out of bounds. It's a turnover committed by Hartenstein. Connor, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Linda's liking OKC against the Knicks in the finals. Yeah, if you haven't done so already, feel free. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys like to win this one tonight? T-Wolves or Thunder? Right now, the T-Wolves leading the poll 54-46. Thunder by 6. The T-Wolves looking to cut the deficit as they will have this basketball here with 7:53 remaining. Chet Holmgren right now on the bench. Hartenstein's got 2 personal fouls. This has been a high-level game tonight. A lot of big-time blocks, elite-level shots, 56% shooting by OKC, 65% by Minnesota, but despite shooting 65%, somehow are losing this game because it's been a turnover nightmare. Just like that, Shannon got stripped, turnover, Kenrich Williams with a steal, lob got broken up inside the paint, loose ball, and DiVincenzo collects the steal. DiVincenzo up the floor. DiVincenzo reverses course, slows it down for Minnesota. Ant-Man is back on the floor. Anthony Edwards just 2 points as he was getting a breather on the bench, sitting for the first couple minutes to begin the second quarter. Now back in the game as Rudy Gobert received the pass inside the key, goes up, gets fouled. It's on Cason Wallace who picks up the shooting foul. 2 shots coming up here at the line for Rudy Gobert. Yeah, so Anthony Edwards right now back on the floor. He's completely got locked up tonight by Lou Dort. Two shots by Gobert. First one, no good, left it short. Oklahoma City is taking out Edwards and Randall in this game, and they're forcing the role players to beat you. And the role players have been able to make their shots. The issue is that the role players keep on, or more so, it's been a turnover nightmare because Randall has committed 3 out of the 10 turnovers. It's been just a rough game with turnovers. 10 turnovers by Minnesota. Second free throw is no good by Gobert. That's a bad trip there at the free throw line, going 0 for 2 by Rudy. Basketball gets back to OKC as SGA collected the rebound. SGA slides it off to Wallace. Wide open 3. It's too easy. Kaysen Wallace able to rip down the 3 ball. 9-point lead once again. No team is led by double digits tonight. It's been a 9-point lead for the 3rd straight time in this game for OKC. OKC lights out for the perimeter at 8 for 18. Hand off to Edwards. Edwards turns the corner, gets past Dort, blocked from behind by Lou Dort. Lou Dort has got Ant-Man locked up throughout the entire course of the game. And check that. Referees rolled it a shooting foul on Lou Dort, so not clean on the block from behind. And Minnesota will also burn a timeout here. 53-44. As we're down to 6:45 left to go, we take a timeout on the floor. I thought that looked pretty clean from behind. Refs gave it a shooting foul, though, for Lou Dort. So Edwards will have 2 free throws coming up after this timeout. Right now, 9-point game. Lou Dort's clamping down Ant-Man this entire game so far tonight. Ant-Man a -10. Lou Dort is a +11 tonight. 15 points by J-Dub on 6 for 12 shooting, 3 for 5 from the perimeter. 13 by SGA with 5 assists, 5 for 6 from the floor, and 13 minutes for Gildas Alexander. It's been the 2-star players for OKC that's been able to trounced the T-Wolves. 6 points by Chet Holmgren, 5 each by Kenrich Williams and Kaysen Wallace off the bench. OKC is responsible for 13 bench points. Minnesota, 25 bench points. The Thunder have taken out Edwards and Randall. Both of them have been a non-factor, and they forced all the other players to beat them. Jaden McDaniels, 10 points, 8 points by Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 7 by Temrich Shannon, 5 each by Naz Reid and DiVincenzo. Mike Conley has 3. And then Randall with just 2. Gobert with 2. And Edwards, 2 points in 13 minutes. Just 1 total shot attempt in the first half for Ant-Man. Yeah, he's been well out of the play. They've completely run him off from receiving like a lot of like dribble handoffs and stuff like that. The Thunder have completely taken him out, bounced him off his spots. Because they're trying to get the basketball in his hands, and he keeps on getting knocked off his spots and taken out of the play. Jalen Williams and SGA combining for 28 tonight. Just 4 combined by the duo of Ant-Man and Randall. Aaliyah, welcome in. Anthony Edwards, 2 free throws here coming up at the free throw line. Just 2 points tonight for Ant-Man in 13 minutes. First one by Ant-Man, that is good. He is the all-time leader in NBA playoff history, averaging 34 points per game in Game 4s. So, this is very, very odd to see Ant-Man have just a 4-point game right now as he buried the second free throw. SGA dribbles up to the elbow, slips, and gets fouled. That's on Ant-Man, according to the officials. Chris Finch right next to the referee, giving him an earful right now. Ooh, SGA pushing off there with a right arm on Edwards. Yeah, SGA completely sold it. It was before the shot, though, according to the refs. Inbound back to OKC. Holmgren, handoff. SGA drives inside the paint. Slipped, tripped up. No call there, but the refs as the ball goes out of bounds off SGA. Turnover by the Thunder. It's kind of odd how that previous foul was called, but that one had much more contact, and he got tripped up, and that was a no call. Nikhil slides it off to McDaniels. Back to Nikhil. At the top goes to Edwards. Edwards gets around Dort. Here's an opportunity for him to score. Play makes on top of three. Taken by Nikhil. Alexander Walker, and he splashes it. Minnesota came today to hit their shots. 56-49. If they could take care of the basketball, they'd have the lead right now. Chet Holmgren from distance lights it up, and he drills it right back for the three. Both of these teams shooting the ball above 50% for the floor. OKC 9 for 19 from the perimeter. Minnesota 8 for 14. Gobert bobbled it, lost it, turnover. Why was he the ball handler? Up the floor, outlet pass, Holmgren off to Kenrich Williams. Terrible pass, that's a big U on a gift of an interception by McDaniels. Here goes DiVincenzo, shovel pass, off to McDaniels, scores, up and in, through for two. 56-51. Turnover city right now in this matchup. 11 turnovers by Minnesota, 7 now by OKC. SGA crosses midcourt. SGA steps into a three, looking to draw the foul there as he went down after he landed, and the referees weren't baited into that call, and it got deflected out of bounds off Minnesota. This will stay Thunder basketball. Mike, welcome in. He's liking the Wolves here for a run. Aaliyah taking Minnesota as well. And Virgilio, he's going for the Thunder, looking for SGA to go up 3-1. Minnesota possession right now, down by 5. Crossing midcourt from Minnesota. This is Nikhil Alexander Walker. He's on the floor with Edwards, McDaniels, DiVincenzo, and Gobert. Missed 3 by McDaniels around the rim and out. Rebound secured by Lou Dort. Lou Dort on the floor with SGA, Jalen Williams, Alex Caruso, Chet Holmgren. SGA attacking the paint. No good off the mark. Tipped around. Offensive rebound. J-Dub went up and he got fouled. It's on McDaniels. 2 shots coming up here by Jalen Williams. Or check that. This is gonna be on SGA actually. Yeah, it was on SGA who's gonna have the free throws. Yep, it's SGA. 2 shots here by SGA, no good. Yeah, he's trying to sell out a lot of these shots here recently to see if he can get free throw opportunities. Jalen Brunson does a lot of that too. Second free throw is good by SGA. 6-point lead right now. Minnesota's right in this game though. OKC smashing Minnesota on the offensive glass 8-2. In response to that, second chance points is 10-5 for OKC. A missed 3 off the mark by Minnesota by McDaniels as Holmgren collected the defensive rebound to SGA. Takes the 3 over Minnesota's defense, and he drills it. Late to close out there was Julius Randle, as he was kind of daydreaming with a lot of space, and SGA heaved it up and splashed it for the triple. Missed runner inside the paint. This was tipped around as bodies came flying up at the rim trying to tip it in. You got both of these teams right now in the bonus. SGA is the one who gets called in the loose ball foul. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going up for the rebound there. Loose ball foul charge to SGA. And this will send Rudy Gobert to the free throw line. 4:11 left to go. Both teams now in the bonus. And check that swap between players. This will be DiVincenzo at the free throw line. They thought at first that it was going to be Gobert. Gobert was setting up for the free throws. DiVincenzo was there alongside Gobert trying to tip it in. The free throw is good by DiVincenzo. So this will be free throws attempted by DiVincenzo. Yeah, at first they set up Gobert was the guy in the screen that was standing at the free throw circle, and then the refs told him that no, it's DiVincenzo who's taking these shots. The free throws are good by DiVincenzo. 7-point game right now, approaching the 4-minute mark left to go before halftime. J-Dub takes on DiVincenzo off the screen set by Caruso. J-Dub slides it off to his right to SGA. SGA right baseline goes in for a wild acrobatic shot attempt off a double clutch, and he draws the foul. 2 free throws coming up again for SGA. Targets Rudy Gobert, who picks up the foul. That didn't look like it was any contact. Not on the second replay there. That did not look like there was any contact by Rudy Gobert. As the sign in the target center gets held up, free throw merchants. Yeah, that second replay that was shown, there was no contact by Rudy Gobert. That was a double clutch shot from the baseline. On a mid-range shot from the baseline that SGA went like double clutch from. It would have resulted in a horrific air ball if that was let to be a play on, which it should have been a play on with a no call. 2 personal fouls now by Gobert. That was ridiculous how they called that. Conley, bounce pass on top off to Randall. Randall has it at the left wing. Randall's been shut down, and Edwards has been shut down. He's only got 4, somehow down by just 9. Edwards, 3 in a timer. Edwards gonna have to launch. Fall away, tough shot, no good. Left it short over Caruso. Offensive rebound, Gobert off a triple team. Heavy contact, gets fouled from behind. Bodies colliding, hitting the deck like human dominoes, holy smokes. SGA hitting the deck hard there, the one who picked up the foul from behind, battling with Gobert. Damn. Been an ultra physical game. Usually in an incredibly physical game, the score's not 62-53. Both of these teams have just gone off from the perimeter. First shot by Gobert is no good. Yikes. Rudy Gobert's looking like Mitchell Robinson right now at the free throw line. 0 for 3 tonight by Rudy at the free throw line. That's a difference between a 6-point game and a 9-point game. Second free throw by Rudy. Both teams in the bonus now. Second one's good. 8-point lead for OKC. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the floor with Jalen Williams, Kenrich Williams, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort. SGA dribbles up to the right elbow, takes on Gobert one-on-one. SGA dribbles back out on top, matched up with Gobert, slides it off to Lou Dort. Lou Dort up fake, drives past Conley on top, finds SGA, late to close out with Edwards. SGA took the 3 off the back rim, no good. Rebound secured by Conley. Mike Conley on the floor with Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels. Conley turns the corner at the right wing, takes on Dort, lob to Randle, reach and foul. Charge to OKC. It's on SGA. Once again, this will lead to a timeout before free throws. Second personal foul by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander now as we head to the timeout. 2:52 left to go before halftime. Minnesota awaiting 2 free throws coming up by Julius Randle after the timeout. What a game we got here tonight. 19 points by SGA. He's 6 for 11 from the floor, 2 for 5 from 3, 5 for 6 at the free throw line. 19 points in 17 minutes, bouncing back in a big way. Jalen Williams, 15 points, 6 for 12, 3 for 5 from the perimeter, setting his tone for the team early on in this game. 9 points by Chet Holmgren. Minnesota led by Jaden McDaniels with 12, 11 by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's crazy. This game's been insane. 59% shooting by Minnesota without Ant-Man being a factor, without Randall being a factor. Anthony Edwards just 4 points in 16 minutes, only 2 shot attempts in this entire half. 2 points by Julius Randle on just 2 shot attempts in this entire half. Oklahoma City is zeroing in on those 2 players, Ant-Man and Randall, and they are completely crowding their space, not letting any shot attempts to happen. The shot attempts that Edwards is cutting off, well, one of them was a fall-away deep 2 late in the shot clock for him over Caruso. It was a very, very difficult shot. So these guys, Edwards and Randall, have gone up on... They've got clamped, and then they bring like a double team, a triple team, and they force it out. And Oklahoma City is forcing Edwards and Randall to play make and to have other players beat their defense. And that's why Minnesota's hung in this game, because guys like McDaniels has scored 12 points, Nickeil Alexander-Walker has 11. Those guys have been able to score points to try to beat OKC's defense. Only issue right now is that, of course, Edwards and Randall need to step up. And Naz Reid is 5. He's only attempted 2 shots as well. He would need to step up as well. But the turnovers, they're hurting themselves tonight with these turnovers. 11 turnovers by Minnesota. That's not a winning formula, especially against an Oklahoma City team that prides themselves upon deflections, scrappy defense, steals, strips. They're the ultimate turnovers forced team in the playoffs. They force turnovers at a higher rate than any other team in NBA history in the playoffs for OKC. Anthony, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. If you guys are new in the stream, we got 300 plus watching right now. Smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. 17-10 rebounds in favor of the Thunder. The Thunder have crashed the glass. It's resulted in second chance points. Both of these teams are shooting lights out. There's a big differential between shot attempts in this game. Minnesota has only attempted 32 shots in this first half. That's not good. 19 for 32 from the floor. Minnesota is shooting just under 60%, but they've attempted 11 fewer shots than OKC. OKC is 23 for 43 tonight at 53.5%. They're getting second chance rebounds. They're forcing steals. Ant-Man has scored 14 points scored 4 points in 17 minutes. That is. And Julius Randle here, who has just 2, will shoot 2 at the free throw line. First shot by Randle is no good. And this is another part of the problem tonight for Minnesota, is all these missed free throws. Right now, 9 for 13 at the free throw line for Minnesota. OKC is 6 for 9. Second shot by Randall. Connects on it. 62-55. OKC crosses midcourt. 2:50 left to go in the quarter. Top of the key with SGA. He dribbles up. Penetrates the defense. Runner off the back rim, no good. A rebound ripped away by Randall. Minnesota down by 7, looking to get back into this game a little bit more. Randall at the free throw circle takes out Lou Dort, bouncing bodies. Randall inside the key, fall away over Dort, no good off the mark as Lou Dort's got him locked up. Offensive rebound, Edwards, kick out to the corner. Conley, extra pass made to McDaniels and an open 3 off the back rim, right back to McDaniels though. McDaniels drives downhill, missed it over Caruso, tipped up in the air. Randall goes up, Randall gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up here for Julius Randle. Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, these guys got Minnesota locked up in this game between either Edwards or Randall have been a no-show tonight. And that was Caruso who forced that tough miss by McDaniels. 2 shots here by Julius Randle. So Lou Dort, the guilty party, the one who picked up the shooting foul. Well, foul trouble looks like this. Lou Dort just picked up his 3rd. So that's number 3 now for Lou Dort. So he's going to have some time on the bench. That's a big loss. So expect Ant-Man to start to get into a groove now and he did check out of the game. Second free throw is good. 62-57. So Lou Dort did check out of the game right now. 3 personal fouls for Lou Dort. Everybody else with 2, 1, or 0 for OKC. Minnesota, nobody has 3 for fouls. Lou Dort, the only guy in foul trouble in this game. SGA takes the distance with a layup. 7-point lead for the Thunder. 2 minutes left to go before halftime. 21 in the opening half by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Mike Conley on the floor with Ant-Man, Gobert, Randall, and McDaniels. Edwards takes on Cason Wallace. That's an easier matchup. Edwards at the left wing. Slides it off to the right wing off to Conley. Target center logo. Conley jab step towards his left. Off the Gobert screen. Conley dribbles up inside the key. Runner off the rim. Off the bottom left part of the glass. No good. Didn't hit the rim. That's a shot clock violation. Turnover. Charge to Minnesota. The 12th turnover in this opening half. So that ball by Mike Conley as he attempted it hit the bottom left part of the glass. Did not touch the rim. Jalen Williams crosses midcourt. J-Dub on the floor with Chet Holmgren, who jacks up the 3 off the rim, no good. Randall there for the defensive rebound. SGA, Cason Wallace, and Caruso. The 5 in the court currently for the Thunder. Randall drives up, slides it off to Conley. Conley dribbles towards his right at the top of the key. Finds Naz Reid, pops up for the 3. No good. Skipped around the rim and out. Chet Holmgren with a defensive rebound. Approaching the final minute left to go. 7-point lead for the Thunder. SGA, crossover, kick out, outside, Williams, up fake, no look pass, Gilgeous-Alexander takes on McDaniels, spin cycle at the elbow, switch guarded by Randall, outside to the wing, off to Cason Wallace, who attacks the paint, missed the left hand, layup, contact, and then fouled. 2 free throws coming up here by the Thunder with Cason Wallace. Very late whistle by the refs once again. Check that. They're gonna get that foul on Naz Reid. So that was not on the shot attempt by Wallace. That was why it was late. It was on the rebound loose ball. This will send Chet Holmgren to the free throw line. So Chet Holmgren will get sent to the free throw line, not Cason Wallace. First one's good. So not on the layup attempt by Wallace, but on the rebound as Holmgren got bumped into by Naz Reid. Free throw number 2 was missed by Chet. Rebound secured by Minnesota here by Reid. Mike Conley crosses midcourt. Conley slides it off to Reid at the elbow. Reid with an opening. His pass deflected, sailed out of bounds off the Thunder. Michael, welcome in. Ant-Man has been a non-factor. Barely has touched the basketball tonight. Anthony Edwards just 4 points in 18 minutes on 1 for 2 shooting. He's got bumped off his spots throughout the entire course of this game. Been a non-factor. Inbound goes to Conley. Into the hands to Edwards. That's a very rare touch in this game. Barely has any touches. Edwards dump off to Randall. Over Holmgren. And the referees are going to wave it off and they roll jump ball tie up. Chet Holmgren ties up Julius Randall at the rim. Holy smokes. First one, he goes up. Yeah, that's all ball. Chet Holmgren from behind got all ball on Randall. Great call there by the referees. What a pass by Edwards, but an even better defensive play by Chet Holmgren getting all ball from behind. 29.9 seconds left to go before halftime. There'll be 2.7 seconds on the shot clock. A jump ball at the Minnesota free throw circle between Julius Randall and Chet Holmgren with 2.7 on the shot clock for Minnesota. If they control the tip, they do. You're going to have to launch here. Randall got it stripped, turns it over. 13th turnover to opening half by Minnesota. Back it goes to OKC. And they have a 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock to close out going to halftime. SGA will slow it down. SGA, top of the key. SGA dribbles up, drives, kick out, corner. Cason Wallace with a 3. Off the back rim, no good. SGA, offensive rebound, up fake. Rudder off the glass, no good. Tipped off the glass again, and it's no good. And we close out and we go into halftime. Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards combined for 54 points during the previous game tonight. At halftime, they've barely attempted any shots tonight. 9 points combined, 4 by Ant-Man, 5 by Randle. Both have been non-factors, and Minnesota's lucky that they're hanging in just by 8 because the role players have stepped up, like Jaden McDaniels and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who are the 2 guys in double figures with 12 and 11 going into half. Turnovers. Minnesota is knocking themselves out of this game if they keep up those turnover issues tonight. Way too many turnovers. Jaden McDaniels for Minnesota actually has 3 steals. But on the other side for OKC, multiple guys got 2 steals each. Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, Kenrich Williams, each with 2 steals for OKC. Lou Dort has completely locked down Anthony Edwards in this entire first half. I mean, that is a sight to see. Absolute dog for Lou Dort. A guy that not many people talk about or so, because a lot of people talk about scoring buckets or so. But if you like an elite level defender, one of the top defenders in the league, Lou Dort, the name to know, has completely locked up Ant-Man tonight. +7 on the floor for Lou Dort. Ant-Man a -8. Ant-Man just 4 points in 18 minutes. Just 2 shot attempts, 1 for 2 shooting, a non-factor by Ant-Man, getting bounced off his spots, not really a part of the plays, not been able to touch the basketball often tonight. Julius Randle, 4 turnovers tonight by him. Everybody's knowing that he has issues going to the left for Randle. 5 points, 4 turnovers, 1 for 4 from the floor. Tough game tonight by Ant-Man and Randle. They have completely taken them out of the equation. Mike, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. I got the Thunder to win this series. So I got the Thunder and the Pacers in the finals against each other. And I like the Thunder in the finals over the Pacers. Yeah, either in 6 or 7, I can picture that series going. OKC is looking like they can close out this series in 5 if they win tonight, because they've been so good in their home floor. They've been able to generate a 6th man on their home floor with Caruso usually, and he's yet to score tonight. Kenrich Williams 5 points, Isaiah Joe 5 points, Cason Wallace with 3. SGA and J-Dub, the big 3 for OKC, has played well. This is why there's a very little margin of error for Minnesota. So what needs to happen for Minnesota, how they can win this game? Number 1, take care of the basketball. That hasn't happened tonight. Number 2, Ant-Man has to go off. That hasn't happened tonight. Number 3, Julius Randle has to go off. That hasn't happened tonight. Number 4, you need role players to step up. That has happened. You need better play out of Naz Reid, though. He's another guy that's been a non-factor. Naz Reid just 5 points in the first half. Role players like Jaden McDaniels, 12 points for him. Nickeil Alexander-Walker with 11. And then 7 each off the bench by DiVincenzo and Terrence Shannon, 7 points in 5 minutes. Terrence Shannon brought energy to his team to keep him hanging in. But, yeah, this is not a winning formula for Minnesota when Oklahoma City's got their big 3 scoring like this. 21 at halftime for SGA. J-Dub with 15, Chet Holmgren with 10. If those 3 guys keep on scoring like they're doing, this is going to be an OKC win. And this is looking like very well it could be OKC in 5. Because that's going to be tough for Minnesota to go to OKC on the road when OKC usually has a 6th man to play well on their home floor. And then plus the 7th man being their crowd. That's going to be tough for the T-Wolves to do. So that's why this game is so important, more so for Minnesota. That this is a series determining game here, because if Minnesota wins this game, they could force it to 7. If OKC wins this one, it's probably going to be done in 5. Both teams are shooting the cover off the ball too. Minnesota 50%, 19 for 38, but they've attempted 12 fewer shots than OKC. OKC 24 for 50, Minnesota 19 for 38 because of a lot of turnover issues. that Minnesota's had 13 turnovers by the T-Wolves, 7 turnovers by the Thunder. And the Thunder lead points off turnovers 13-8. Fast break points, the Thunder are not up, which is shocking, 11-5. That's because some of those turnovers are double dribbles, illegal screens, out of bounds plays. So that's why fast break points is in favor of Minnesota, 11-5. Yeah, Ant-Man has only taken 2 shots. Lou Dort is completely locked up Ant-Man in this game. And then whenever he drives, they have stacked the box on Ant-Man. So Lou Dort has crowded his space around the perimeter. And then when Ant-Man drives, Ant-Man's driving into 4 players. He's driving into a quadruple team. So he's forced to kick it back outside for Ant-Man. So that's what's happened in the first half, is that they have completely stacked the box when Ant-Man has gone and attempted dribble drives against the defense of the Thunder. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here. And yeah, I'll be back. I'll see if I can get Mr. Tops in the stream. I think Mr. Tops had a pretty good day. Really nice day outside where I am. It was like upper 60s, low 70s, and sunny. It's been quite cool this time of year. Yeah, it's for all the people who thought that they were going to travel to the beaches up in New England for Memorial Day weekend, that's a no, because the water temperature is like 50 degrees up here. It's going to be a while. Probably won't see like any good swimming water temperature in New England until the 4th of July, honestly, because it's been quite chilly, like below average than normal. But yeah, if you guys are out in like Texas, Oklahoma, Southeast, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, thoughts and prayers out to you guys, because I saw quite a bit of tornado warnings out there. So stay safe and make sure to get into a safe area if any's coming in your direction or so. I'm going to see if I can get my tortoise here during halftime. We'll be right back with Mr. Top. Stay tuned. All right, so I found Mr. Tops, and he was sleeping. So sorry, buddy, that I woke you up for your sleep. And hopefully that's a sign for Ant-Man to wake up in the future if you like the T-Wolves tonight. And without any further ado, this is my pet tortoise, Mr. Tops. Eyes wide open, buddy. There you go. You're live right now. And just coming up from a big nap for him. He had a pretty good day. He was outside. He was getting his UV throughout the course of today, so that was good. No big tail right now, so that's good. I had to pull him out of the stream last time during halftime because he had this big tail, and that means that he had to go to the bathroom, go on his bathroom break really soon. But what do you think, Mr. Tops? You thinking Thunder? You're thinking T-Wolves? You want Ant-Man to awaken? He had an ant crawl on his skin earlier today, and we had to get that off. And then we had to do tick check with Mr. Tops, which I don't think the ticks like Mr. Tops. I don't think they like hard shells. So tick check was very successful with Mr. Tops, and we make sure to take good care of you, buddy, because we don't want you to catch Lyme disease up here, which I don't think tick check is going to be a problem with you. But good day from you, buddy, Mr. Tops. So, yeah, this is my pet tortoise, Mr. Tops. Any kind of words that you got for half two? Nope. Looks like he's awakened and looks like he's very focused. He wants Ant-Man to be focused. Mr. Tops doesn't like eating ants. That's one thing he will not eat. He likes lettuce, he likes clovers, he likes greens. Very slow tonight for Mr. Tops coming up out of his nap. So, yep, that's my pet tortoise, Mr. Tops. Good boy today. Got his UV. And Mr. Tops is coming up on a decade, so he's turning 10 on June 30th. So, he was born June 30th, 2015, so he's coming up on a decade next month. So, 10 years old almost soon. Full decade for Mr. Tops. All right, so I'm going to put back Mr. Tops, and then we'll be back in a couple minutes from now for half number 2 for this one. All right, so I'm back. I just put away Mr. Tops. So, yeah, Mr. Tops is a little tiny. That's as much as he will grow. So when he came like a decade ago, when we first got him, he fit like in the palm of our hand. He was so small for Mr. Tops. He was teeny tiny for Mr. Tops. Very little. Yeah, so he's not like one of those big boys that's at the zoo that they usually have, that is like this massive tortoise that weighs a couple 100 pounds. That those tortoises are very slow when they move. Mr. Tops, what's pretty cool about Mr. Tops is that he can memorize walking patterns up for a full 9 years. So once he has that walking pattern, he's got that walking pattern memorized in his brain, and he can have that memorized up to 9 years. They're actually really intelligent tortoises. Because we usually put them in like a bigger room to roam around. It's usually in our kitchen that we have, because our kitchen has a wood stove that's connected to it too, so that provides warmth for Mr. Tops, and he usually walks around the table. But he memorizes that walking pattern, and he'll do like laps around the table. Minnesota needing a much better second half out of Ant-Man and Julius Randle. Just to combine 9 points and 2 for 6 shooting. Props out to OKC's defense, the top defense in the league, as they just stood tall to the task and they locked down both of those guys and forced the rest of the players to beat them, which wasn't enough through one half because a lot of turnover issues limited Minnesota to attempt 12 fewer shots than what OKC attempted during half one. Both teams shot the ball well percentage-wise from the floor, but when you turn it over way too many times like Minnesota did, then it really hurts your chances to win the game. 12 turnovers by the T-Wolves through one half of action tonight. 54 combined points between Randle and Edwards in the last game. Tonight, just 9 points combined. Julius Randle, 5 points. Ant-Man, just 4. 2 for 6 shooting combined. Big props out to Lou Dort. He has been the main guy who's locked up those two tonight in this game, specifically Ant-Man. As we get back to action, the right to left on the floor. Thunder with the basketball. Caruso on the floor with it. Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, SGA, Chet Holmgren, J-Dub. Dribbles back out to the top of the key. Takes on Randle, 101, 8 in the shot clock. J-Dub drives, kick, corner, 3. Caruso buries the triple. 68-57, first time that the Thunder have led tonight by double digits. Largest lead in the game, up by 11. Randle at the left wing. It takes on J-Dub 101. Moves it off to the corner to the hands to Conley. It's J-Dub, Mike Conley, Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert. The 5 on the floor to begin the third. At the top of the key, Conley. Conley dribbles up, runner inside the key. Left it short, tipped off the glass. No good. Gobert off. It's a rebound. Putback's good. Boxing out Holmgren up and in for 2. Getting a positive impact tonight out of Rudy Gobert. 5 points for him. That's not a lot, but a couple putbacks that they got from Rudy Gobert, that's a good sign for a guy that has minimal offense usually. Spin cycle, Holmgren over Gobert, missed off the mark, offensive rebound, controlled by Lou Dort. New 14 in the shot clock. SGA, step back 3 over McDaniels, off the back rim, no good. Caruso tips it out to Dort for another offensive rebound. J-Dub having an excellent game tonight for him, 6 in the timer. J-Dub around the perimeter, offensive rebound machine tonight for the Thunder as a team. J-Dub dribbles, drives right down the lane inside, missed the layup, altered off the mark, no good as Gobert contested it. Gobert collects the defensive rebound. Edwards tries, attacks over Holmgren, right to the rim, he scores, up and in, off the glass. It is good for 2 for Ant-Man. 7-point game right now. Anthony Edwards up to 6. That's only his third shot attempt of the game, coming with just above 10 minutes left to go in the third. Caruso spots up for the 3. Off the mark, no good. Gobert collects the defensive rebounds. We have yet to take Mr. Tops to the vets. So that's a good sign. So through 10 years, we've yet to take him to the vet. Mike Conley buries the 3. Anthony Edwards driving through the teeth of the defense, kicked it out to the corner. And a positive impact there by Mike Conley. 7-zip run by Minnesota. Timeout on the floor taken by the Thunder. Ant-Man drawing a triple team at the rim, where the shots have been very, very minimum for Ant-Man. He was forced again to kick it out and finally able to help out his stat tonight. That Mike Conley was able to score that 3. What a game we got here. Once down by 11. Gone to the 7-zip run to answer the call, and now down by 4. 37-year-old Mike Conley providing a positive impact for Minnesota. 6 points with his second 3 in the night by Conley. Gobert's got 5. 7 rebounds by Gobert with 2 assists. 5 of those rebounds out of the 7 are offensive rebounds. That's positive impacts on the 2 guys who I talked about not so well through the first 2 games here. If you're a part of the streams in the early portion of this series, I was naming kind of similarities between those 2 based on how they played. Very similar to anemic offensive Draymond Green and Ben Simmons, because that's how bad the offense was in the first 2 games that they played in the series between Conley and Gobert. Both of those guys stepping up tonight doing it on both ends. Conley had a block earlier on this game too. Edwards, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. It's all about taking care of the basketball if you're Minnesota here at half 2. Joe, welcome in. He's got OKC in 5. Piano, welcome in. Wow, that's a throwback for James in the stream. Welcome in, man. Throwback. I think I was in like elementary school when that song came out. Yeah, so Mr. Tops is yet to go to the vet, so that's good. I think there's a couple of doctors that specialize in like reptiles and tortoises in my area. Yeah, he hasn't really had many issues, so that's good. Those tortoises can live for like 120, 130 plus years. So I'll probably have to end up passing him down when I'm much, much older in life, because hopefully, knock on wood, he'll still be here with me. Yeah, the expense for tortoises is not that much. So a lot of the stuff you can find outside, the thing is that it can't have any pesticides. So none of the stuff can have pesticides. So if you end up like having a tortoise, like if you have to take care of a tortoise, what I usually feed him is like lettuce, romaine lettuce. He likes clovers that we pick from the yard. Sometimes he'll have dandelions, but it's like a lot of greens that he has. But if you're like out on a trip or so, never pick up something and give it to a tortoise, like anything like a clover or any sort of greens that's in anybody's yard that you don't know of, because you don't know if it has pesticides, and that could poison a tortoise. Coming back to action, what a hustle play there by Lou Dort. Tried to come up with a steal. Battling Conley for the loose ball. It's on Dort, though, picked up the loose ball foul. Inbound coming up for OKC. Lou Dort just picked up his 4th foul, so he heads towards the bench. That's a big call of the game. Gobert goes up and he throws it down with a left-handed slam. Holy smokes. 9-zip run by Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, a man's jam right there with a left-hand finish. SGA right back in response. Scoop score up and in off the backboard. So right now, Lou Dort, the team's top defender, is out of the game on the bench for the future time being. 4 personal fouls. Mike Conley with a 3 off the back from no good. A rebound ripped away by Hartenstein. SGA on the floor. Jalen Williams, Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, Isaiah Hartenstein. Jumper at the elbow. SGA left it short. Conley with a defensive rebound. Conley has it past midcourt. Conley gives it off to Randall. Outside Edwards. Wide open 3. Ant-Man no good. It was halfway down. Rattled out. Whole building would have erupted right there if Ant-Man buried that 3. SGA around the perimeter. Dribbles up, drives, dish outside to the wing off to J-Dub. J-Dub, a runner inside the key, off the back from no good. Edwards collects the defensive rebound. Anthony Edwards with a energizing play right now on the floor, knowing that Lou Dort is missing in the court. Edwards drove right into Hartenstein, lost it, and got stolen right back for the Thunder. That's now 14 turnovers by Minnesota. SGA gonna slow it down. Up by 4 for the Thunder here. SGA circling back outside to the perimeter. Takes on Gobert here, 1-on-1. SGA jumper, no good off the back rim over Gobert. Offensive rebound controlled by Wallace. Outside for a 3. Jalen Williams sinks it. Jalen Williams with an excellent game tonight with 18 points right now. So if you're just joining in, Lou Dort's on the bench with 4 personal fouls. 14-12. Second chance points in favor of the Thunder tonight. Conley Gives it off to Gobert. Back into the hands to Conley. Conley, baseline. Had an opening. Decided to make the extra pass off to Edwards. Edwards, too much dribbling again. Right to the teeth of the defense. Got it stripped. Lost it. 2-on-1. Dump off underneath. Huge rejection by McDaniels as he swats the layup attempts at the rim by Cason Wallace. McDaniels tried to save it. It went out of bounds. It will stay Thunderball. What a pass behind his back by J-Dub to set up Wallace, and then an even better block of the rim by McDaniels. Couple possessions for the T-Wolves that this game should have been closer. Mike Conley had an open lane dribbling baseline. All he had to do was float up a mid-range runner and score on it. Instead, he circled around the dribble off the baseline and sent it off to Edwards, who dribbled it off his shoe and between the defense and turned it over. So instead of being a 5-point game, it's a 7-point game right now. 73-66, inbound for OKC. SGA, step back three, missed off the rim, no good. Loose ball foul goes to McDaniels. What a game. I'm glad we finally get a game between these two teams that we don't know who will win automatically. Because the first 3 games in the series, they were blowouts once we got into the third quarter. 7-point game right now. SGA sends it on top off to Wallace. Wallace takes on Randall, drives on Randall. Jumper, mid-range, connects on it. 75-66. Yes, J-Dub is on the floor. 18-point snipe by J-Dub. 7-zip run in response by the Thunder. Edwards, spin cycle, takes on Wallace, gets towards his left, takes the 3 over Hardenstein. Again, missed the 3, tipped up to Gobert for the offensive rebound. Gobert goes up, stripped, going up on a shot attempt, gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up. That is charged to Jalen Williams according to the officials. So J-Dub on the foul. 2 free throws coming up by Gobert. What's good, Joe? Welcome in. Yeah, this has been a good game so far tonight. 2 free throws by Rudy Gobert. First one's good. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe right now. Feel free to let us know out in the chats who you guys like to win this one tonight, Thunder or T-Wolves. And that poll is basically almost split, 51-49 OKC right now in the poll. Randall back to the bench for Minnesota. Naz Reid checks in. It's Gobert, Edwards, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, the 5 on the floor. Second free throw is good by Rudy Gobert. Game 4 is tomorrow. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. SGA sends it off to the right wing. Dribbling up to the elbow now with Jalen Williams to the mid-block off the pivot. Puts up the shot and he scores. Up and off the glass. Good for 2. J-Dub with an excellent game tonight. He's up to 20 points right now. Nickeil takes on Isaiah Joe around the perimeter. Gets off the screen. Takes the 3. Makes the 3 from downtown by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. 6-point game. Minnesota hanging in this game because they've been able to drill 3 after 3 after 3 tonight. Missed runner. Off the mark there by J-Dub. It goes right back over to Minnesota. Naz Reid gets past Isaiah Joe. Sends it out on top. Nickeil outside the McDaniels. Fires a bullet down low. Gobert floats up the runner. Good for 2. Positive offensive game tonight by Rudy Gobert. 4-point game. 11 points out of Rudy tonight. Top of the key with SGA. He takes on McDaniels. Slides it off to Joe. Joe gets past Reid off the dribble. Joe, runner inside the key off the mark. No good. Hardenstein collects the offensive rebound. Williams kick out to the corner. Wallace shovel pass off to the corner. Back to Joe. Joe with 6 in the timer. Joe takes on Edwards. Joe at the right corner. Bobbled it. Lost it. Oh, it's a turnover. Isaiah Joe clamped up by Ant-Man. Coughs it up. It's going back to the T-Wolves. Humongous game right now with a humongous foul a couple minutes ago. With Lou Dort picking up his 4th personal foul. And this completely has changed the landscape of this game. DiVincenzo checks in for Minnesota. Caruso at the scorers table will check in during the next timeout. Inbound to Nikhil. Joe to the membership. Let's get member hype for Joe. Really appreciative, brother. You the legend, man. You the man, brother. Quarter 3, DiVincenzo! Oh, he got it! Bang, a bang for Dante DiVincenzo. It's a 1-point game. 7-zip run by the T-Wolves at once in this quarter. 7-zip run right back for the Thunder. The T-Wolves on an 8-zip run right now. That ends the 8-zip run. Jumper, 15-foot turnaround, good for SGA. 3-point lead for OKC. We're going to battle to the finish here. Nikhil at the top. Kick out corner for the tie. DiVincenzo got it. Oh, Dante DiVincenzo. Quarter 3 and nails it again. Timeout by the Thunder. 79-79. Could be going to potentially a Game 7. If Minnesota is able to pull away with this one and pick up a dub. What a game. Minnesota playing for their playoff lives because they know this series could be done in 5 if they lose tonight. OKC is so good on their whole floor. And right now, playing with a sense of urgency and a rejuvenated squad since Lou Dort picked up that 4th personal foul. Things have completely flipped the switch here in the favor of the T-Wolves in the 22-14 start in this 3rd quarter. What a game. Man, just getting some really positive vibes tonight out of the role players from Minnesota. 14 by Nikhil Alexander-Walker. 13 by DiVincenzo. Nikhil is 4 for 4 from the perimeter. DiVincenzo is 3 for 5. 12 points by McDaniels. 11 by Rudy Gobert. I cannot believe I'm saying that right now. 11 points by Rudy Gobert. Had a tough time throughout this series scoring-wise, and now he has shown up. This has been an incredible game. Like, this could come down to the final possession tonight. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win tonight in this one, Thunder or T-Wolves, right now in the timeout. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Just really solid game out of the role players tonight from Minnesota. SGA with 25, 20 points by Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren with 10. Difference is if Chet Holmgren can step up, their big 3, whenever their big 3 have gone off, the Thunder have won. They're 2-0 when their big 3 goes 30, 20, and 15 around that mark. Jalen Williams hit his 20. SGA going to need at least 5 more. Chet Holmgren going to need at least 5 more. That might not be enough tonight because the role players have stepped up for Minnesota, and now they're waiting for Ant-Man and Julius Randle to make their case. And if they step up, if Ant-Man and Randle step up, then Minnesota could take this one. So yeah, it all depends on who's able to step up, and the role players for sure. DiVincenzo, Nikhil, these guys going off on a run recently. Wow, this has been an awesome game. Yeah, completely. BD, welcome back in the stream. Foul trouble right now. 4 personal fouls by Lou Dort. Once he exited the game with his 4th, back on the bench for quite a bit of time, that's where the run started for Minnesota. Lou Dort had Ant-Man clamped up this entire game. And since he substituted out, there's been a lot more gaps on the floor with Minnesota generating a lot more space out there. Missed shot by SGA at the free throw circle. Tip to Holmgren for the offensive rebound as we come back from the timeout. Holmgren, hand off to Caruso. Caruso drives in the Keel inside the paint. And the Keel reaches in with 4.5 seconds left. Inbound coming up for OKC. Inbound off to Wallace. Follow a shot. Tough one. Got it. Wow, that was perfect setup off that inbounder right there. That was actually a clean strip. So that was not charged to reach in for Cason Wallace. That was a clean, or that was not a foul for Minnesota on their end. That was actually a clean strip there by Nikhil, but Wallace was able to bury the jumper off the inbound. DiVincenzo bobbled it, tipped it off to Reed, able to maintain possession. Shovels off to DiVincenzo. Shot clock going down. Couldn't get it off. That's a shot clock violation. 81-79. Just a split second too late releasing that three by DiVincenzo. 17 turnovers by Minnesota. Despite that, they're only down by 2. SGA bouncing bodies inside the key, outside off to Caruso. Moves it off to SGA at the top of the key. 8 on the timer for Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA working on his cousin Nikhil. Up fake, dribbles up on Nikhil. Kick out, corner. Caruso with a 3. Swash. Alex Caruso buries the triple. 5-point advantage for the Thunder. Both of these teams have been red hot from the perimeter. Caruso's got 6 off the bench tonight. 13 for 29 from 3 by OKC. That's 45%. Minnesota's 12 for 26 at 46%. Edwards, kick out. DiVincenzo, Reed. They're moving on around. Open 3. No good off the mark. Missed by Nikhil. Tip to Naz Reed for the offensive rebound. DiVincenzo lobbed down low. Gobert had it stripped. Gobert had it stealed away. It is Cason Wallace who strips Rudy Gobert. Lou Dort back on the floor. That means the Thunder could get on the run as he has been the key lockup dude tonight in the defensive side of the floor. Caruso, 6 in the timer. Caruso, hand off to SGA, 4 in the shot clock. SGA, step back 3. Over Nikhil, off the rim, no good. Naz Reid with a defensive rebound. Both of these teams look gassed right now. Timeout burned by Minnesota. 2:12 left to go in the third quarter. A lot of just long, drawn-out possessions we saw coming back from the timeouts. And the T-Wolves will burn one here. 4 timeouts remaining for Minnesota, 3 by OKC. Wow, this has been a fantastic game. Holy smokes. Sunset Shimmer, welcome in. King TL, thanks for joining in. Yes, indeed. This is a must-win for Minnesota because it looks like they could get eliminated in 5 if they lose this game. OKC, their 6th man throughout the home games in the series has been Caruso, and then their 7th man has been the home crowd. It's going to be very difficult to win on the road for Minnesota in Game 5 if they can't get this one. Ant-Man's going to have to step up. 6 points by Ant-Man. Julius Randle with just 5. The role players stepped up their game. 4 guys in double figures for the T-Wolves. 14 points by Nikhil Alexander-Walker. 13 points by Dante DiVincenzo. 12 by McDaniels. 11 by Gobert. And the run happened for Minnesota when Lou Dort was on the bench with his 4th personal foul. And Lou Dort is now back on the floor. And what happens since Lou Dort is back on the floor? A 5-zip run by the Thunder. Lou Dort is a +8 tonight on the court. Caruso is a +12. Lou Dort's the 2nd highest plus tonight. Ant-Man is still in the minus territory, a -6 right now for Edwards. And off the inbound, Minnesota quickly up the floor, commits an illegal screen, a charge to Nikhil Alexander-Walker. Trying to hand it off to Randle right there. 19th turnover of the game for Minnesota late in the third. That's not a winning formula. Chet Holmgren burns Naz Reid, soars up to the rim, and he goes in for a thunderous right-handed dunk. 7-point lead for OKC. 7-zip run when Lou Dort's been on the floor. Checking back into the game. It is Dort, Holmgren, Caruso, SGA, and Wallace, the 5 of the floor. Layup is good. Up and in off the glass for the T-Wolves there. Attacking the paint. 86-81. Jumper at the elbow. SGA rips it down in response for the deep 2J. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander up to now 27 in this game. Edwards guarded by Caruso, 101. Edwards dribbles up to the elbow. Bounce pass off to DiVincenzo. Finds Edwards. Edwards soars up to the rim. Try to put a defender in a poster dunk. Unable to dunk it down, but he put it up and in. Into the netting. Good for 2. And an offensive foul charge the Thunder quickly up the floor inside the key. SGA pushing off on it. Ooh! On his cousin. He lowered a boom with an elbow to the chin of Nickeil. SGA offensive foul, lowering his elbow to the chin of Nickeil. Third personal foul now for Gilgeous-Alexander. Final minute left to go in the third. Minnesota looking to crawl back. They're down within 5. Edwards clamped by Caruso at the left wing perimeter. Edwards dribbles up to the left corner. Double teamed as Wallace comes along. Edwards fouled. 42.7 seconds left to go. As he was sandwiched in between Caruso and Cason Wallace. It is on Cason Wallace. And this will send Ant-Man to the free throw line. 2 shots coming up here for Edwards. First free throw. That's good. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a game tonight between these two teams. Kenrich Williams, number 34, will check in right now. Chet Holmgren will take a seat on the bench. Ant-Man, one more free throw. He will get 10, and he makes it. 88-85. Edwards now with 10 points. 42.7 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Jalen Williams crosses midcourt, takes on Ant-Man. 19 turnovers by Minnesota. Despite that, they're down by just 3. Jalen Williams, cross-court pass, finds Wallace. Catch and fire. 3 off the back rim, no good. Edwards controls the defensive rebound. Ant-Man crosses midcourt, gets past Caruso, attacks the paint. Ant-Man triple teamed out to the top. Randall takes the 3. Kaboinked off the back rim, no good. Tipped up to SGA for the defensive rebound. 15 seconds left to go. Gilgeous-Alexander, shot clock turned off. Crosses midcourt. Slows it down for the final possession to close out the third. SGA takes on Nickeil. Dribbles up to the elbow. Stutter step downhill to the rim. Floated the shot off the step through and got it a go. Up and then off the glass. Good for 2 by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 90-85 at the end of the third quarter. SGA. That was nasty there. Start and stop. Good pass. Naz Reid. Leading off the step through and in. Off the glass for 2 more. 29 points through 3 quarters by SGA tonight. 3 quarters in the books. What a game. Minnesota hanging in down by 5 despite 19 turnovers. Kind of unheard of. Like usually you're getting destroyed if you turn it over 19 times through 3 quarters. But they've been knocking down 3 after 3 after 3 tonight. The role players have stepped up. And the big 3 tonight has put on a show for OKC. 29 by SGA. 20 by Jalen Williams. 12 by Chet Holmgren. If Chet Holmgren scores 16 plus, OKC is going to win. If SGA scores 31 plus, OKC is going to win. If Ant-Man and Julius Randle start to produce in the fourth quarter, Minnesota can flip this thing right in their favor And then they can improve their chance to win this game. Because they've got positive impacts out of guys like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 16 points, Dante DiVincenzo, 13 points, Jaden McDaniels, 12 points, Rudy Gobert with 11, Ant-Man has 10. 5 guys in double figures, and Edwards is the number 5 scorer tonight in this game, whereas Randall only has 5. Randall has been non-existent. What a game. Type in the chat who you guys like to win tonight here, OKC or Minnesota. We got 500 plus watching. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll be back live tomorrow night as well, covering Thunder against Knicks, if you like to come on back tomorrow night. Wow, this has been a fantastic game. 19 turnovers by Minnesota, 10 by OKC. Points off turnovers is almost like even though, which is interesting. 20-18 in favor of OKC with points off turnovers. Because a lot of those turnovers tonight from Minnesota have been illegal screens, out of bounds plays, double dribbles. They haven't been like active ball turnovers that they've got stolen away on. So it's not like OKC, they do have 12 steals, but a lot of those steals haven't led to fast break points in transition. 11-5 fast break points is in favor actually for Minnesota. There's a major shot differential in this game. Oklahoma City is 35 for 75 shooting from the floor. Minnesota is 29 for 56. That's a 19 total shot difference for shot differential. That's a humongous shot differential because offensive rebounds 16-10 for the Thunder, turnovers 19-10. Major differential tonight in total shots. Minnesota is just ripping down threes. So is the Thunder, though. And Minnesota is lucky to be hanging in this game because it's very odd that they're hanging in down by 5 through 3 quarters with all those turnovers. We get back to action. 5-point game. Start to the fourth quarter. Left to right on the floor. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. On the floor, Naz Reid, DiVincenzo, Randall, and Terrence Shannon. Dunked down by Naz Reid. Rolling to the rim, and he throws it down with a slam, a jam. 3-point game. Cason Wallace on the floor with Jalen Williams, J-Dub number 8. Alex Caruso, Kenrich Williams, Chet Holmgren. SGA's on the bench, so is Ant to start off the fourth quarter. Kenrich Williams, 5 at a time. Ball got poked loose. Recovered by Wallace. Shovel pass off to Kenrich. Missed the 3 at the wing. Pinwheels around. Offensive rebound. Putbacks there for 2 by J-Dub. Right place, right time. 17-10 offensive rebounds in favor of the Thunder tonight. T-Wolves attack the paint. No good. Miss layup by Nickeil. Back to Randall, though, for the offensive rebound. Shovel pass. Shannon. Shannon goes up. Shannon gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Terrence Shannon Jr. Terrence Shannon Jr., a rookie out of Illinois, has made a positive impact off the bench. 7 points now in 6 minutes for him. This has been one heck of a game tonight. First free throw by Shannon. That is good. Minnesota's in there hanging like a loose tooth. Yep. Second shot's good by Shannon. Shannon with 9. 5 players in double figures. Shannon would become the 6th if he makes one more basket. 11 minutes left to go. 17-11 offensive rebounds in favor of the Thunder. Holmgren takes the 3. Makes the 3 from downtown. It's good by Chet Holmgren. 95-89. That's a huge 3 to pull up by 6. Nickeil drives. Low block Nickeil. Goes in for the layup and he scores. Up and in off the glass. Crafty finish right there by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Nickeil's got 18 points in 19 minutes tonight. The cousin of SGA playing for the T-Wolves. Runner inside the key. Missed off the mark by Williams. bumped into, though, and fouled. I believe they're going to get Nickeil Alexander-Walker here. Or no, they're going to get Terrence Shannon. So they're going to get Terrence Shannon on the shooting foul. 2 shots here coming up at the line for J-Dub. Welcome in. We got Daryl on the stream. Benny, Golfman, Nicholas, welcome on board. Yeah, there's been a really slow-paced game tonight. Both of these teams going deep into their shot clock and not many shot attempts. First shot is good by J-Dub. Second shot is good as well. Jalen Williams, number 8 for the Thunder, came to play today. Big game by him, 24 points. 9 for 18 from the floor. Naz Reid has possession, top of the key. Handoff to DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo takes on Kenrich Williams. Drop coverage there by Jalen Williams in the miscue. DiVincenzo missed the 3, though. Naz Reid with offensive rebound. Outside DiVincenzo. Push pass at the wing. Nickeil Alexander-Walker buries another 3. 97-94. Nickeil is playing out of his mind tonight. 21 points off the bench, 5 made threes by Nickeil. Crossover, creating space. Jumper's good. Jalen Williams buries the J. Just crossed the ankles over a Terrence Shannon. DiVincenzo at the target center logo. Slides it off the Reid. Dribbles up free throw circle outside of Shannon. Shannon kick out. Corner Nickeil. Up fake. Nickeil again takes it. Off the mark. No good. Tipped by Caruso off the Kenrich Williams for the defensive board. Thunder with the ball, 9:15 remaining. J-Dub gets around Shannon. J-Dub at the corner, takes on Naz Reid. 1-on-1. Step back 3 by J-Dub. Missed off the rim short. Holmgren tips it off to Wallace. Tipped around back to J-Dub. Huge collision as Naz Reid and Kaysen Wallace get blown up at the midcourt logo. Bodies hitting the deck right there. And a major collision gonna blown up like that Penske truck. Holy smokes, what a collision. Damn. Bodies knocking down bodies on the floor. That's a loose ball foul. Charge to Naz Reid. Inbound back to OKC. J-Dub flings it off to Holmgren. Holmgren, almost traveled. Holmgren lost it. Turnover. Picked away by DiVincenzo. Numbers up the break. No good. Miss layup. Edwards. Offensive rebound. DiVincenzo. And he scores for 2. 3-point game. This game has been out of this world right now. J-Dub, crossover, dribbles, drives, down the lane inside, no good, shoved in on a putback jam by Chet Holmgren. 101-96, you cannot make that up there, Chet Holmgren. I press square on the PlayStation controller, you go up, and you jam it down with authority off the putback like that on Space Jam. Corner 3, no good off the mark, missed by Nickeil. Offensive rebound, control by Randall, going up, gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up here by Julius Randle. Chet Holmgren, guilty party, picked up the shooting foul there as he went down hard. 8:14 remaining. That was an insane putback dunk by Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren with 17. The winning formula for OKC is when Shea is dropped down 30+, J-Dub is dropped down 20+, and Chet goes for 15+ points. Tonight, looking like a winning formula, but somehow, someway, Minnesota with 19 turnovers is hanging in this game. 29 by SGA, 26 by J-Dub, 17 by Holmgren. T-Wolves. 5 guys in double figures, could be even more. 21 by Nickeil, who is saving Minnesota. 15 points by DiVincenzo, 12 points by McDaniels, 11 by Gobert. You go down to the 5th top scorer for Minnesota, who is Ant-Man, and Ant-Man with just 10 tonight in 33 minutes on 3 for 8 shooting. Julius Randle even worse with just 5 points in this entire game on 1 for 6 from the floor. 4 turnovers, 5 points, 5 missed shots tonight by Randall. The 2 star players for the T-Wolves have been a no-show, whereas the big 3 for the Thunder have shown up in a big way. Yeah, you think about it, you look at those stats, you think that this game should be much more of a blowout because of all those turnover miscues by Minnesota. It is stunning tonight that Minnesota, because they've got all their role players to step up, that we've got ourselves a ball game because of it here. 8:14 left. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a game. Been an amazing game tonight. Let us know out in the chat who you guys like to win here, Thunder or T-Wolves. Right now, the poll's pretty close, 52% going for OKC, 48% going for Minnesota. Mako, he's going for the T-Wolves in this one. Welcome in. Yeah, Minnesota needs to put Lou Dort into foul trouble if they want any sort of comeback hopes for them. Lou Dort right now, 4 personal fouls. 3 personal fouls by SGA, 3 by J-Dub. Everybody else with 2, 1, or 0. Minnesota, nobody has 3. 2, 1, or 0 by everybody on the team, so they don't have any foul trouble for the T-Wolves. But yeah, that 4th personal foul by Lou Dort was a big one earlier on in the third quarter. That forced Dort to sit on the bench, and there was a lot of open shots that Minnesota got. They made those shots. They went on an 8-zip run when Dort was on the bench. Tonight, Lou Dort clamping down Ant-Man, a difference maker. +8 on the floor. Only player that's better than Dort tonight has been Caruso, a +12. +6 tonight by SGA. For the T-Wolves, top plus is off the bench. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who saved this team for Minnesota tonight. 21 points, 5 made threes, +3 off the bench for Nickeil, +2 by Mike Conley, +1 by Rudy Gobert, +1 by Terrence Shannon. Everybody else is either 0 on the box +- or a minus. Ant-Man is a -6 right now. Back to action. Corner 3, no good. Missed by Ant-Man over Dort. Offensive rebound by Reed. Puts up the shot, gets fouled. 2 shots coming up here at the free throw line for Naz Reid with 8:07 left to play. And that's on the SGA, by the way. That's his 4th. So SGA just picked up his 4th personal foul. Turned his backside around, trying to battle for the rebound as Naz Reid ripped it away from SGA. Went up for a shot attempt over SGA and drew some contact. Free throw is good. Gildas Alexander. Is he going to stay in the game right now? I believe he is. Looks like SGA will stay in the game. First shot's good by Reed. Reed's got 8. Second shot is good. 101-98. Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hardenstein, their double bigs right now are both on the bench. This is what the Thunder have on the floor. Cason Wallace, Jalen Williams, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, SGA. SGA is still on the floor with 4 personal fouls. So is Lou Dort. Under 8 minutes left to go. Inside the key, Williams. Dump off underneath Caruso. That's a goaltend. They award Caruso the 2. Naz Reid goaltend violation. Nice pass there by J-Dub. Yeah, he blocked it off the middle portion of the glass. Down by 5 for the T-Wolves. Looking to see if they can get another foul picked up, charged to either SGA or Dort. What a move! Ant-Man attacks the Cub, weaves his way right around Caruso and Dort, and he scores the layup. 3-point game. Anthony Edwards shot right out of a cannon right there. SGA guarded by Reed around the perimeter. Gildas Alexander dribbles up to the free throw circle. Step back jumper, 17-footer, drills it. Right over Naz Reid. SGA buries the J. What a game. 105-100. 7:10 left to go in the fourth quarter. Ant-Man around the screen. Offensive foul. Jaden McDaniels, an illegal screen. Turnover number 20 tonight for the T-Wolves. Damn. Whenever you got some momentum right in your favor, a big turnover wrecks their way tonight for Minnesota. That's a huge no. Big U. Right there for the T-Wolves. SGA brings up the floor. 7 minutes left to go. 11 turnovers by the Thunder. 20 by Minnesota. SGA sends it off to Holmgren. Bullseye from the perimeter. Chet Holmgren popping up, stretching out the floor, making a three from the top of the key. Timeout taken by Chris Finch for the T-Wolves. 108-100 down to 6:58 left to go in the fourth quarter. SGA goes midway up into a three-point shot. And then at the last moment, kicked it out to his left to a wide-open Chet Holmgren, who popped up at the top of the key and knocked down the three. Chet Holmgren coming to play tonight. 20 points by Chet. 26 by J-Dub. 31 by SGA. Their big three surpassing their playoff averages. And when their big three goes like this, they're a perfect 2-0, about to make it a perfect 3-0, unless they go in a scoring rut in the last 7 minutes and under remaining. Minnesota needing something on the Ant-Man, needing something on the Randall, and just not enough right now at this stage of the game. 12 points in 34 minutes by Ant-Man. Randall just 5 points tonight on 1 for 7 shooting. SGA is just too good. Hunting down mismatches, got matched up with Naz Reid off a step back. Reid gave him too much space. And SGA, rest is history. Just so good getting to his spots. A player with that type of caliber, you cannot let him get to his spots with that much space like Naz Reid did. Right now it's 108-100. He may have docked that 3 down to a 2. So I'll give you guys an update there. That may have been docked down to a 2. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. Yeah, indeed. This is getting really critical right now for the Wolves. What's good, McDougal? Welcome back in, bud. Hans in the stream. Welcome in. Tough one for Ant-Man tonight. Ant-Man needing to go nuclear like Cat did yesterday in the fourth quarter. They rolled that a 2 by Chet Holmgren. So his foot was on the 3-point line. He gets docked a point. So he's got 19 points now for Chet. 107-100. Under 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Left to right on the floor for Minnesota. Ant-Man hands it off to Nikhil. Back into the hands to Edwards. Edwards at the edge of the midcourt logo. Takes on Lou Dort, who's locked him up this entire game. Weaves his way inside the paint. Ant-Man forced the play. Make corner jumper by Nikhil. Bodies collided here inside the key. What we got here for the call? Not on the... Ooh, that's on Ant-Man. That's a turnover. Pushed off. Clearing space for a corner three. That's on Ant-Man with an offensive foul. He pushed off at the back end of that play. So there was a lot going on there. Bodies fell like dominoes. That was on Ant-Man with a push. Turnover. 21st turnover of the game for Minnesota. SGA double team. Gets it outside. Chat tees up the three. Off the rim. Short offensive rebound. Back to Wallace. Watch out. Dunk. Good. Chet Holmgren. Nobody boxing out. Chet Holmgren, zero rim protection there. Rudy Gobert just looking around. Gonna get a hand up. Contest that. Chet Holmgren with a thunderous dunk. 3-point shot's good. Straight away from the top as that's Ant-Man who buries the triple. Midway through the fourth quarter. Anthony Edwards got 15 right now. First made three of the game. OKC pass midcourt. SGA able to hit his spots. Dribbles. Drives. Right down the lane inside. Missed the layup. No good. He's down on the opposite side of the floor. 5-on-4. Nikhil attacks the paint. Got it stripped out of bounds. It will stay T-Wolves ball. A lot going on right now in this game. Holy smokes. Slime Pack, thanks for joining in. Marcus, welcome in. Jack, welcome in. He's taking the Thunder for this one. Yeah, really good game tonight by Chet. 21 points right now for Chet Holmgren. DiVincenzo will be the inbound passer. Lobs it off to Gobert around the perimeter. Gobert takes on Caruso. Nikhil skip pass. Right corner. Three. Got it. Dante DiVincenzo buries the three. It's a 3-point game. What a game tonight this has been. Minnesota playing for their playoff lives right now. If they win this one, it could very well go to a Game 7. If Minnesota loses this game, series looking like it's most likely done in 5. Offensive foul charged to Oklahoma City. Alex Caruso, an illegal screen turnover. Charge the Thunder. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Minnesota, signs of life right now. On the floor, this is what they have. Edwards. On the court with DiVincenzo, Gobert, McDaniels, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Edwards with a quick three, skipped around the rim and out. Rebound secured by the Thunder. SGA brings up the floor, backs his way in Nikhil. SGA at the mid-block, takes on Nikhil at the low block now. SGA, fall away, tough shot, deep two, and he's got it. It is good by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. An absolute walking bucket, 33 by SGA. Edge in the midcourt logo in Nikhil. He takes on SGA, his cousin Nikhil. Fires a bullet down low. Gobert, kick out, corner three. McDaniels sizzles a triple. Bang, a bang by Jaden McDaniels. It's a 2-point game. 111-109. 4:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. Chet Holmgren at the top of the key. Chet Holmgren, a lot of dribbling. Finds Caruso. Caruso backdoor. Up and off the backboard. Good for two. 4-point lead for the Thunder. Minnesota looking for a response. Ant-Man clamped down this entire game by Lou Dort. Ant-Man kick out to the corner off to Nikhil Alexander-Walker. Baseline dribble blocked by Lou Dort. Here goes Oklahoma City off the block by Dort. Major plus in this game, locking out dudes left and right. SGA slows down tempo. SGA at the top of the key takes on Gobert. Oh, that's a mismatch, 1-on-1. Here he goes. SGA dribbles, drives, slips with a basketball kick outside. Jalen Williams with a three. Oh, he buries it. J-Dub. Bang, bang, about to give the Oklahoma City Thunder a big-time dub in Game 4 of the series. Gonna go up 3-1. An absolute missile of a shot by J-Dub. Timeout on the floor. 116-109. SGA. How in the world did he get that ball out of there? He was double teamed in between Gobert and McDaniels, and he slipped it right off to Jalen Williams, who made a humongous three. 7-point lead for the Thunder. T-Wolves down to 3 timeouts left as they just burned one. This is the season on the line in the playoffs right now for the T-Wolves. Lose this game, most likely gonna lose in 5. OKC, sixth man Caruso steps up with 10, plus seventh man when they get back to their home floor. Minnesota, this was their game to win. They win this one, it's going to a game 7. They lose this one, it's done in 5. If you're new on the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We got 1K watching right now. Let's get that 1K hype out in the chat. What a game. Seven-point lead for the Thunder. Minnesota's going to need something at rapid pace. T-Wolves with possession. Coming back from the timeout. Edwards taking on Caruso right here. Edwards is on the floor with Gobert, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dante DiVincenzo, and Jaden McDaniels. And Edwards just turned it over. 22nd turnover of the game. Got stolen away by the Thunder. Julius Randle has been benched for the fourth quarter. Spin cycle Holmgren at the low block. Kick out corner Caruso. Moves it off to SGA jumper. Mid-range. Off the mark. No good. Tipped around. And it went off of Holmgren and out. It'll be Minnesota ball. Chet Holmgren lost that basketball as he tried to battle for it off of Holmgren out of bounds last. Minnesota down by 7. Looking to get on the 7-zip run to see if they can force a game 7. Ant-Man at the top of the key. Dribbles towards his left around the perimeter. Slides it off to McDaniels. Dribbles up. Drives inside the key. Caruso not a good guarding position. And he scores up and off the glass. Good for 2 by McDaniels. 5-point game. 116-111. Oklahoma City takes it past midcourt. Top of the key with SGA. SGA dribbles up to the elbow. SGA jumper, 15-footer, blocked, and not a clean block, though. It's going to be a shooting foul. It's on Nickeil Alexander-Walker as he gets called for the personal foul, pleading his case to the officials right now. He thought he got all ball. Looks like that was the wrist of SGA he got in that replay. That looks like it's the correct call by the officials. 2 free throws here by SGA. 2:27 left to go. First free throw bounces in for Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the casual 30-plus point game. Once again for him tonight, responding back in a big way tonight with 35 at the moment. Second free throw is good. 118-111. Minnesota down by 7 once again, needing something rather quick. Edwards crosses midcourt, bursts the speed, drives and Dort attacks the paint. Kick out corner, open 3. DiVincenzo hits it. 4-point game right now with 2:15 remaining. Dante DiVincenzo, really good from the perimeter. 5 made threes, 21 points, 21 by Nickeil with 5 made threes. 60 points off the bench by the T-Wolves, yet they're losing this game 60-27 in bench points as J-Dub responds at the elbow with a 2. Jalen Williams tonight behind SGA. It's been really good. 31 points tonight by J-Dub. Edwards, bounce pass off to McDaniels. Kick out, corner 3, no good. Around the rim and out, missed by Nickeil. Offensive rebound controlled by Minnesota. Left baseline dribble, Nickeil off the glass, scores up and off the backboard. Back to a 4-point game, 120-116. OKC throughout this entire game kept on shutting down the door. We'll see if they can do it right here, right now. Looking to respond right back up by 4. SGA, top of the key, guarded by his cousin Nickeil. Slides it off to J-Dub. J-Dub with a 3. Oh, he buries it. Jalen Williams looking unstoppable tonight in this game on the floor. 7-point lead again for OKC. It's deja vu all over again. 7-4. This time it's 7-5 as the layup is good by McDaniels. A 5-point lead right now for OKC. It's a basket by OKC and a basket by Minnesota and then a basket right back. That's how this entire quarter's been. OKC keeps on responding. Top of the key, SGA. SGA to the elbow. Turnaround jumper over Nickeil off the back rim, no good. A rebound scooped up by DiVincenzo. Time's ticking down off the clock. My clock's a little bit fast. 45 seconds left to go. We'll start when we get to 34. Spin cycle. McDaniels attacking downhill. Blocked by Holmgren. 38 seconds remaining. Crossing midcourt out of the pack. 35.3. There's a foul. Chet Holmgren. Humongous block at the rim to prevent this from being a one-possession game as he stuffs Jaden McDaniels. Chet Holmgren came to play today. So did J-Dub. So did SGA. 35.3 seconds left to play. 21.7 rebounds, 3 blocks by Chet Holmgren. Caruso near side front courts. Will be guarded by DiVincenzo off this inbound. 123-118. Inbound goes off to the left wing. SGA bobbled it. Oh, he lost it. It's a turnover. Minnesota out of the pack with a loose ball. 30 seconds remaining. Edwards with a 3 off the rim short. Tipped by Dort. Offensive rebound controlled by Nikhil. Corner 3. Oh, it's good. Bang, bang. 3 is good for the quarter by Jaden McDaniels. 123-121. Thunder with a possession. 16 on the clock. Now down to 14.5. And Minnesota will reach in with 14.5. Huge 3. If you're new in the stream, no spoilers out here around 30 seconds behind due to YouTube delay. What a game. 123-121. 2 shots here to bonus by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 35 points tonight, 7 for 8 at the free throw line for SGA, who have 2 free throws here at the line. 14.5 seconds left to go. First shot's good. 3-point lead for the Thunder. Julius Randle comes on the floor right now in place of DiVincenzo. Randle got benched in this fourth quarter. Julius Randle tonight. Big U performance. 5 points in 28 minutes on 1 for 7 shooting. Second free throw by SGA is good. 37 by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the MVP. And a timeout taken by Minnesota. 14.5 seconds left to go. 1 timeout remaining for the T-Wolves. 2 timeouts remaining for the Thunder. What a game. The big 3 for the Thunder, absolutely phenomenal tonight. 37 points, 10 assists by SGA. 34 by J-Dub, about to give his team a dub if they can squeak this one out tonight. They keep on shutting down the door tonight on the T-Wolves. Chet Holmgren, 21 points, 3 blocks. 2 possession lead with 14.5 seconds left. SGA, absolutely him tonight. Jalen Williams balling out, absolutely him. Chet Holmgren doing his thing, coming up big. A big-time performance on the road by 3 big-time players for the Oklahoma City Thunder. That is a combined 92 points between the trio. .5 seconds left. 125-121. T-Wolves will advance it to their front court. 1 challenge for each of these teams. 1 foul to give for Oklahoma City as they lead by 4. Minnesota's out of fouls to give as OKC is in the bonus rest of the stretch. 2 timeouts remaining for the Thunder. 1 timeout in their pocket for the T-Wolves. Far side of the floor, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, the inbound passer, will be guarded by Jalen Williams. Looking for the inbound here. Inbound goes to the corner. DiVincenzo, left baseline dribble. Dribbles up inside the key. Blew the layup. Tipped off the glass. No good. Gobert. Third time. Gets it. 9.9 seconds left to go. Put back is good by Rudy. 2-point game. Timeout on the floor taken by OKC. With 9.9 seconds remaining. So going off that clock was 5.6 seconds that went off the clock. 5.6 seconds. A missed layup by DiVincenzo. Gobert with a missed putback, and then the third time Gobert put it back up and in. 9.9 seconds left to go as we head back to the timeout. What a game. 1.5K in the stream. You guys, the real legends, MVPs out here in the channel. If you guys enjoy the stream, keep on smashing the thumbs up here tonight. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll be live tomorrow night covering Pacers against Knicks. Hit us up in the chat who you guys want to win this one here, Thunder or T-Wolves. That poll is leaning towards OKC right now, 54-46. You look back at this game, issue with the T-Wolves, 22 turnovers. 22 turnovers tonight from Minnesota. That is not the winning formula. OKC advances it to their front court. Near side front court, Caruso will be the inbound passer. He's on the floor with SGA, Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren. Inbound, Caruso. Look at the inbound here, and they couldn't get anybody open. They had to burn the timeouts. Oklahoma City takes their final timeout as they couldn't find anybody off the inbound. 9.9 seconds left to go. Gregory with a dono. Let's get that dono hype for Gregory. Really appreciate it, brother. You're the legend man in the stream. What a game. Back to the timeout slide. OKC is on the timeouts. 9.9 seconds. $22 turnovers tonight. Julius Randle, a no-show from Minnesota. 5 points in 28 minutes, shooting 1 for 7. Got benched in the fourth quarter. Ant-Man with just 15. Lou Dort locked him up this entire game, and then when he drove in the key, he got triple-teamed, quadruple-teamed, and was forced to kick it outside multiple times and give up the basketball and become a playmaker all throughout the course of the night for Ant-Man. Tough game tonight for Ant-Man. The big three, incredible for OKC, and all they have to do now is see if they can get this inbound in cleanly and head to the free throw line. 125-123. This game hinges upon a clean inbound. Caruso, no timeouts left. Inbound goes to SGA. Pushed from behind by Shannon, got fouled. 8.8 seconds left to go. 2 free throws by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who has had a monster game. A casual 37 points for SGA, making it look easy tonight on the floor. Two free throws here on the bonus for SGA. First one's good. Randall checks back in. Gobert checks back in. DiVincenzo and Shannon on the bench for Minnesota. Minnesota with 1 timeout remaining. 1 more free throw by Gilgeous-Alexander. Here we go. 8.8 seconds left to go. SGA with a free throw. Skipped around the rim and out. No, it's not good. He missed it. Julius Randle with a rebound. They take a timeout. 8.4 seconds remaining. Minnesota burns their final timeout. And this will come down to a 3-point shot here from Minnesota to see if they can force overtime. What a game. SGA, the MVP, missed free throw number 2. Timeout with 8.4 seconds remaining. A Fuka Choka. Big ew for SGA right there. Oh boy, and it opens up the door for Minnesota. Dante DiVincenzo, 5 for 8 from the perimeter. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 5 for 8 from the perimeter. Jaden McDaniels, 3 for 6 from 3. They got multiple guys who have been able to make threes. Everybody could have guessed that this is going to go to Ant-Man. He's just 1 for 7 from 3. Julius Randle, 0 for 3 from 3. But if you're the T-Wolves right now, you got to use the hot hand. Ant-Man has got to force the defense into thinking that this will be him that will attempt the 3, which he will have to see if he can bring along the double team and kick it out to either DiVincenzo, Nikhil, or McDaniels to shoot this shot to force overtime. 8 seconds left to go. Far side of the floor, Minnesota. With DiVincenzo, the inbound passer defended by SGA. No timeouts remaining. Inbound goes to Naz Reid. Reid, handoff DiVincenzo. And the Thunder commit the foul. Reaching in. 7.8 seconds left to go. It was a foul to give. They'll have to reset here off the inbound. So that was the last foul to give for the Thunder. Once again, far side of the front court. Donte DiVincenzo guarded by SGA here on the inbounds. And away from the basketball, OKC will do a personal take foul here. That's on Lou Dort away from the ball. And this will set up free throws from Minnesota at the line. So, following up by 3 before the ball was even inbounded, they fouled Naz Reid. So Naz Reid was the guy who got fouled by Lou Dort. Lou Dort just picked up his 5th personal... No, that's his 6th. He's done. That's his 6th personal foul. He's done for the game. That's not the guy you wanted to commit a foul for the Thunder. First shot's good by Naz Reid. So Lou Dort has just fouled out. That was his 6th. That was his 6th personal foul. Why was that the guy out of all players? They went on an 8-zip run at one point in the third quarter when he got benched because he picked up his 4th. Naz Reid, 2nd free throw, and he makes it. 126-125, 7.2 seconds left to go. Inbound to the backcourt, SGA, followed by Nikhil with 6. And SGA, who split the free throws during the last time, will shoot 2 here at the free throw line. Foul trouble looks like this. Lou Dort has fouled out. 4 personal fouls by SGA. Everybody else with 3-2, 1, or 0 for the Thunder. Foul trouble looks like this for the T-Wolves. 4 personal fouls by Nikhil Alexander-Walker. Everybody else with 3-2, 1, or 0 for Minnesota. SGA at the free throw line. 6.1 seconds left to go. First free throw. Right down the middle. 2-point lead for the Thunder. Both of these teams out of timeouts. Playoff career high tonight. SGA has scored 39 points. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 1 more to put him on a 40-piece tonight. 8 for 9 this quarter for OKC. Only miss was by SGA during the previous trip. Minnesota perfect 6 for 6 at the line. Second free throw is good. 3-point game. 6 seconds remaining on the timeouts for Minnesota. Gotta go here. Inbound goes to Edwards. Edwards crosses midcourt. Gets followed by Caruso with 3.5. Falling up by 3 once again. Edwards will have 2 shots at the free throw line. And the question right now is, you make the first one, you're going to have to miss the second one, kick it back outside, and see if you can bury a shot. Marcus Smart against the Houston Rockets around 5 years ago did that in a game that forced overtime. Anthony Edwards, 2 free throws right now. 3.5 seconds left to go. First one is good. Both teams out of timeouts. And now the big question is, they're going to get their rebound guys in like Rudy Gobert. Isaiah Hartenstein checks in for the Thunder. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a full-on miss right now for Ant-Man. All going to come down to the miss right now. 3.5 seconds remaining. Ant-Man staring towards his bench, trying to determine what they want to do right now for Minnesota. And it looks like they're going to go for the full-on miss right now with this one. Ant-Man gonna look like he's gonna miss it on purpose. 128, 126, 3.5 seconds left to go. Here they go. Chucks it off the glass, too strong. No good on the shot. SGA scoops up the defensive rebound, chucks it down the floor. And the basketball sailed wide out of bounds with .1. .1 on the clock when the referee stopped it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scooped up the rebound off the miss on purpose by Edwards in the corner, chucked it up down the floor. and it went right to a fan in the front row of the seats. .6 there should be. .1 is what they got on the clock. A fan caught it, standing up in the front row of the seats with .6. If SGA chucks that up in the middle of the court, this game is over. He chucked it up down the sideline, and it was caught by a fan with .6. That was caught by a fan with .6. They have .1 right now. That .1's probably determined if the ball wasn't caught and when it was bounced. So if it hits the bounce, that's probably determined because the fan caught it up in the air. .1 is what they got right now. We'll see if this will change. Right now, the refs have it as .1, which it's no time to catch a shot. If this is determinant on where that ball would be bouncing, which it is, they're going to add in 2 more seconds, .3. So not .6. The fan caught it at .6. It's .3. 0.2 seconds added to it, .3. Not sure if that's going to be enough. Inbound from the midcourt logo. Randall, near side, will be the inbound passer with .3. All that you can send is a tip-in at the rim up to Gobert. Here goes Randall, hoisted up to the rim, picked off by Jalen Williams, and this game is over. J-Dub with a steal at the buzzer, and this game goes final. Oklahoma City wins it, and they go up 3-1 in the series. What a game. Crushing for Minnesota. Oklahoma City resilient after losing by 42. It's what champions do. They find a way to bounce back and pick up a win in the next game. Golden State did exactly that 3 years ago. They were down by 55 points against Memphis in Game 5 of the conference semis in 2022. They bounced back. They closed the series in 6. On Saturday night, OKC lost by 42. Tonight, they bounce back just like champions do. Oklahoma City, one step closer to winning the chip this year. 40 points by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP. He had 10 assists as well. 40 points in 40 minutes. 34 by J-Dub, including the game-winning steal at the buzzer. 21 by Chet Holmgren. The boys showed up tonight. The trio, they did damage. And Oklahoma City is nearing closer to being the chip, to winning the chip for this year, 2025. That is a combined 95 points through SGA, J-Dub, and Chet Holmgren. On the other side, Minnesota, 23 by Nikhil, 22 by McDaniels, 16 by Edwards in 41 minutes. That is way too few points. He had 5 turnovers as well. Lou Dort, player of the game tonight on the defensive side of the floor, locked up Ant-Man as long as he was on the court. He completely locked up Ant-Man the entire game for Lou Dort tonight. And then once Ant-Man drove, he drove himself right into the key on a triple team and a quadruple team. And the Thunder's dogs forced Ant-Man to play make all throughout the course of the game. They took out Ant-Man. They took out Randall. Terrible game by Julius Randle. 5 points in 28 minutes. Got benched in the fourth quarter. 1 for 7 shooting from the floor tonight by Randle. That's now 2 games that he's got benched on out of the 3 losses in the fourth quarter. Role players did everything possible tonight to set up the T-Wolves, but it wasn't enough. 23 by Nikhil, 22 by McDaniels, 21 by DiVincenzo. At the end of the game, you got to learn how to control the basketball. Story this game tonight, 23 turnovers by Minnesota. You cannot expect to win the game when you turn over the basketball 23 times on an NBA conference final game. 2-point crushing loss tonight for the T-Wolves as the Thunder are inching their way closer to winning this series in 5. The series will shift back to Oklahoma City, the Paycom Center, on Wednesday night for a Game 5. And Oklahoma City is a perfect 2-0 on their home floor in this series. Alex Caruso has been a sixth man on their home floor in this series, and the Thunder fans have been the seventh man throughout this playoff series, going 2-0 at OKC. This series is closing in on being done in 5, and Minnesota came from behind. We're looking at a 7-game series, but right now, this is looking like it's going to be done in 5 because it's very difficult to go back on the road and pick up a win at the 7th man, which this OKC team looks to do it in 5 and advance over to the NBA Finals. Thanks all for joining in, being a part here on the stream for this one. I'll be live tomorrow night covering the Pacers against the Knicks. If you'd like to join on in for that one, feel free to do so. What a game. An incredible game. The first 3 games determined by double digits, but tonight, this one was absolutely wild. Oklahoma City gets the job done with a 40-piece in 40 minutes by the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Thanks for joining in tonight. We're going to close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. Big shout out here to Joe, new in the membership tonight from my man Joe. First time here in the membership. Here we go, the channel members. We got Jason, Bradley, Warren, Kelly. I am Ghost, the Naja player, Asia, Ice Ice Baby. Katie, Ogie, SGA Sports Talk Channel, Lonely Satellite, Natural Nate, Ian, Michael, John, Norma, Jonathan, Joseph, Guido, Mark, Jobo, Michigan Sports. Canabro, Greg, Vegas Pringle, Fishing Up a Storm, Ride Dog, Woody, Sam, Jed Lockett, Flip the Script, Barco, and Andre. Thanks all for joining in for this one tonight. Oklahoma City picks up the win on the road against Minnesota, 128-126. The final score, the series will switch back to OKC for a Game 5, where OKC took both of the games on their home floor to start off 2-0 to begin this series. Thanks so much all for joining in. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody, and have a good rest of your Memorial Day out there. And a big shout out to all the veterans and all the service members who proudly served for our nation. Big ups to you guys for being a part here on the stream for this one. OKC wins by 2, 128-126. Thunder up 3-1 in the series. Thanks all for joining in, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Monday night.